Robert Saleh is a head coach again. And now I think I know who I want with the number 2 overall pick. And so much more. Boy Green Daily starts now.
I'm going to lose my gosh darn bananas. Boy Green Daily starts now. Zoinks!
Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Let's go!
Put your seatbelts on. Get ready for the ride. We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm Paul Leston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you get your podcasts. We have a couple of shout-outs we have to do right off the top rope. First off, Mr. Famous Fulton. Wonderful job. Congratulations to Indiana on winning the national championship last night. And shout out to our buddy Trackhawks ATL out there, the Miami fan, Canes. A valiant effort. I thought, oh boy, it's getting a little dicey. Oh, Carson Beck there, end of the game. This is what you dream about in your backyard when you're 12, man. You know, or 10 or 8 or something. You're like, hey, man, I'm going to go win this game right now. And he had his chances. Unfortunately, an interception. Corner in the flat, bails, nothing there, gets a pick, game over, and that's all she wrote. So who's yours for Mr. Famous Fulton? Appreciate you. And of course, I have to do a very special shout out to my wonderful parents. Happy 33rd anniversary to my mother and my father. This is a wonderful picture of them. They're in the backyard of my grandparents' house in Ohio. And I'm very lucky to have two loving parents that have supported me. So shout out. They're in Romania right now, whatever that time zone difference is. But shout out to my parents. Happy 33rd anniversary to my parents. And hopefully they're having a hell of a time. They were just a good combination of discipline. I got in all kinds of trouble when I was a kid. But they also had fun, and they showed me what it was all supposed to be about. They gave me the blueprint on how to live life. So I want to give a big shout out to my parents. Now, I'm not going to try to figure out the math of me being 32 years old, and I turned 33 in April, and them celebrating their 33rd anniversary. I am not going to put that math together. I am not. But feel free if you want to out in the audience. What's going on there? We'll get back to that. And Robert Saleh is a friggin' head coach again. It happened at the stroke of midnight, folks. National championship game happens, right? Indiana beats Miami. I watch it. Whoa, okay. Nice game, some fun moments, and Mendoza, the crazy plays, diving into the end zone, and this quirky little bastard after the game with his speeches and all that. Oh boy, wow, that was impressive as hell. So, congrats, Raiders fans. So that's great. But yeah, so that happens. I come over here. I got to do some work. I do some other work for Heavy. I write for the Jets, of course, and do some other stuff. And then, I get the old alert right before old bedtime here. Robert Saleh is an ex-head coach of the Tennessee Titans. And there's a lot of interesting things with that. First off, of course, Robert Saleh was unceremoniously fired in the middle of year number 4 after the first 5 weeks of the season. He loses in London. He loses his job. And then Jeff Ulbrich takes over heading into that week 6 Monday Night Football game where first place in the AFC East was on the line. And, well, Saleh went on a sabbatical for the other half of the year with the Green Bay Packers, his good old buddy Matt LaFleur. And then after that, last offseason, he went back to the San Francisco 49ers, became like the highest paid defensive coordinator in football, and did all that. And he was one of the most popular men in the coaching cycle this offseason. I mean, he was in the mix for the Raiders, the Cardinals, the Dolphins, obviously the Titans, and there's a couple others I'm probably missing too. But yeah, he was in the mix for a lot of different jobs. And now he gets it. I just sort of had a feeling. I'm like, holy crap, this guy's going to get a freaking head coaching gig again. And why should it matter to Jet fans? Well, Jet fans, of course, because the football gods have a interesting sense of humor. The Jets are scheduled to travel to Tennessee to play the Titans, so we will face Robert Saleh for the first time since he was fired as the head coach of the New York Jets. Obviously, we don't know when. We know where. We know who. We know the where and the who. Oh, this one's at home. Oh, this one's on the road. Oh, it's this opponent. So we know that, but we don't know the order. But folks, put that on the calendar because last season was filled with revenge games. Oh, Malachi Corley. Oh, Aaron Rodgers. Oh, this. Well, we got another one. Robert Saleh, Tennessee Titan. Now, what we don't know is a couple of things. Who the hell's his offensive coordinator going to be? And there's some Mike McDaniel heavy rumors. So I see that from Nange Boko immediately. Yes. If McDaniel doesn't get a head coaching job, could he land in Tennessee? Abso-freaking-lutely. And by the way, if so, that's a pretty ripe combo there in Tennessee, man. Let me tell you. It's a pretty ripe combo. Saleh's defenses are, they speak for themselves. And Mike McDaniel's a creative offensive mind. Now, as a head coach, but as an offensive coordinator, he's a super creative guy. So that could be a nice combo there. I know that's what Tennessee Titan fans are hoping for that. And now Saleh's got a young quarterback once again to work with. Didn't work out great with Zach Wilson. Will work out better with Cam Ward. I like Cam Ward a lot, so maybe. We'll see. But here's another interesting fun fact, and then we'll get into the Jet stuff here. Robert Saleh, folks, is going to be calling defensive plays. According to NFL insider Jordan Schultz, Robert Saleh indicated to teams in the interview process that he plans on calling defensive plays as the head coach. He did not do that with the Jets and apparently, quote unquote, learned his lesson. Now, I will just say this real quick. I didn't think that was the problem with the Jets, to be honest with you. The defense is outside of year one. Year one was an epic disaster with Jeff Ulbrich. But after that, they were great. So that's definitely not it whatsoever. That isn't it at all. So cool for Saleh. He said he wants to be closer to the game. A few other insiders shared some other nuggets about it. So so Robert Saleh wants to be, he felt too removed from football and the thing that got him there and all that. So apparently he's going to be calling plays in Tennessee. So there you go for Saleh. But I think it's going to be on that staff, of course. It's who he hires as the offensive coordinator. So we'll see. Nagi Boko saying, Saleh summoning his inner Thanos. I'll do it myself. Which, by the way, Aaron Glenn, if this defensive coordinator search doesn't go according to plan, maybe AG is going to be doing the same thing. He's like, you know what? I'm going to call my shot. I'm going to, call my number. You do some ISO ball, right? You're playing some basketball and you start waving off your teammates. Hey, give me some room. Give me some room, man. And all of a sudden, and then him, step back. Oh, Kobe. And maybe hits him with some of that. Maybe AG could go down the same road. It depends on this defensive coordinator search. We'll have a mini update on that in a little bit. Let's do this as well, baby. Absolutely love this. Our boy, Bubba Badshaw, has gifted a $50 massive super chat here on the program. Yes, he has. Baby.
G-E-T-S, Jets, G-E-T-S, Jets.
God, that's going to get me every time. Badshaw had a bet with Alon on the Miami, speaking of that national championship game, they had a bet between themselves, one on the Indiana side, one on the Miami side. Well, Alon, as always, is right. And the bet they did between each other was a $50 bet, which would be donated over here to the Boy Green Coffee Club. So a massive super chat of activity here on the program. So the good news is for Badshaw, all those wonderful membership and super chat action. Well, I'm sure you don't like lighting $50 on fire. The good news is that you get, your prerequisite raffle tickets there. Yeah.
Jets, Jets.
So we will add that to your total, Badshaw, here with, we'll get more into that in terms of our raffle prizes and whatnot this month. But there you go, buddy. The old $50 super chat. So very nice. Appreciate it. And good bet. Hey, at least you still have your beard. So I guess it could always be worse. It could always be worse. Just sharing a different perspective with you. So take that for what you will. So also, folks, on YouTube, feel free to do this. We have a poll up. I'm curious what the people think. Will ex-Jets head coach Robert Saleh be successful in his second stint with the Tennessee Titans? Yes, he's a good coach, or no, this guy stinks. Let us know. We'll check on that throughout the show. I'm curious how Jet fans feel about that. I am curious how Jet fans feel about that. Alon saying, kudos to Badshaw. There you go. Very respectful. Good respect happening there. It's very nice. All right, let's do this. I want to get to the other point here. Folks, this number 2 overall pick, it's been an interesting journey for us Jet fans since we found out, right, the season's over and we have the number 2 overall pick. We're like, well, it sucks. We can't get that Mendoza guy probably. Well, maybe we could get Dante Moore. Oh, I'm being told on Sports Center, no, Dante Moore went back to school. So, no quarterback. All right, well, that sucks. Well, okay, well, who's the guy? Is it Darvell Reese? Oh, maybe. Okay, perhaps. A wide receiver, perhaps? Oh, yeah, maybe. Could be. But, folks, I think last night, if you were watching that game, I think we all know who should be the number 2 overall pick. I think we all know who that should be, folks. I'm being honest. I think we absolutely know who the hell should be for the Jets, the number 2 overall pick. And that is Ruben Bain out of Miami. So let's circle back to our buddy Trackhawks ATL. Let's circle back to you, buddy. Because, oh my goodness. Holy disruption, Batman. Good night. Wow. This guy this isn't the first time I saw him. Miami played against Syracuse earlier this year, and they were giving us the business. And when I say us, my local team here, Syracuse, they gave him the business. And that was a tough watch. There's no question about it. But, oh, my Lord, on the biggest, grandest stage of them all, Ruben gosh darn Bain. This guy is a freaking player, man. I mean, he was absolutely disruptive. 2.5 tackles for loss, 8 tackles last night, sacks all over the place. I mean, this guy was just disruptive as hell. That number 2 overall pick ain't looking too shabby now, is it? Because we want a game changer. That's what, when you have a number 2 overall pick, you want a game changer, man. You want a game changer. And that guy is a game wrecker. And people are going to talk about his little T-Rex arms and he can't grab things off the top shelf. To me, man, he's a football player, man. I'm going to tell you. He's a football player. And last time I checked, we need more of those. We sure do. So that Ruben Bain fella, I think he has emerged. I think he is the target for the New York Jets. We've done a lot of mock draft simulations so far. We need to do some more mock draft simulations with Ruben Bain, man. And I'm sure Trackhawks ATL can tell us more about him later. But this Ruben Bain guy, wow. Terrific. Absolutely terrific. So, man, oh, man, oh, man. Yeah, JoJo Townsell. The Bain train, baby. Choo-choo. Oh, the Bain train is in full gear. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Wow. I was absolutely impressed. Let's go to Joshi Alan Avatal 911. Bain was fantastic last night. Mendoza, not so much. Again, the cool thing about Mendoza for me, and I've said this the entire time about Mendoza, is just, again, he had 0 touchdowns, 0 picks in terms of passing. He had obviously the rushing touchdown, but he just makes the play that is required. So that crazy 4th down QB keeper play where he breaks a million tackles, dives into the end zone, that's like a wow moment. The go-go throws at the end on 3rd down that right side where he's trying to put the game away. Man, he just makes plays, man. Raiders fans should be very happy with him. Dirty Cooch. Kind of funny. Jets used to be the Titans. That's funny. I knew that fun fact, but I didn't know. I didn't realize it. That's true. That is funny. From New York Jets to Tennessee Titans. Interesting. It's a good catch, Coochie. Craig says Bane train as well, JoJo. Yes, the Bane train. Apparently that's where we need to hop on, baby. Absolutely marvelous. He was just disruptive. He was just electric. He was just disruptive, making plays, man. Absolutely disruptive, making plays. By the way, my pop was in here earlier. I missed this. He says, hey now, from Romania, the Immaculate Conception. Gross. Yeah, thanks on that. Again, it's my parents' 33rd anniversary. I'm 32. I turned 33 in a couple of months. Again, folks, if you want to do the math out in the audience, well, feel free to do so, I suppose. But thank you for that. Yep, thanks for that. What the bleep? Jesus. All right. Yeah, in Vegas, obviously he's got Ashton Genty. He's got Brock Bowers. Talk about Mendoza. So he's got some pieces. The offensive line. Ooh, I don't feel great about that, but hey, we'll see. Alon says he's given Saleh 3 years max. Yes, he just signed a 5-year deal last night / this morning. So a 5-year deal. There you go. Nice. 18 months removed from getting fired by the Jets, immediately lands on his feet as a head coach again. That's pretty, wow, good for him. Kevin Callahan says, give me Bane at 2. No other choice but him. Yeah, again, he just looks so friggin' good. Dirty Cooch says, we're actually sitting pretty at 2, actually, now. Yeah, it feels like it. That Bane guy is absolutely marvelous. That was exciting. Answering some more of your comments, and we'll give you a Jets DC update. Hop on Pop says, worked well against Seattle. Again, I think the thing for Saleh is that despite all the injuries, right? No Fred Warner, no Nick Bosa, all the crap, and he just sort of cobbled this unit together. I guess that's the respect that Saleh has earned. And I'm not surprised that once Saleh gets in the room with people, he's an infectious guy. He's got all this energy and enthusiasm, and I'm not surprised that sort of helped seal the deal, apparently, hearing more reporting from Tennessee that, like, they had a Zoom interview scheduled with him. And they just said, you know what? Screw the Zoom interview. We've done enough research. Let's bring him in. And they brought him in, and he wowed them during the in-person interview. And again, that does not surprise me. Saleh's a very affable, personable guy. So that's not surprising at all. Hop on Pop throwing a challenge flag, saying if he lost the bet and had to contribute $50 to the show, shouldn't Alon get the raffle tickets? Oh, okay. All right. Batra says he's cool with that result. I guess we'll have to see from Alon. Alon says, I agree, Pops, but I honestly don't care. So, okay, I guess the raffle tickets go to Alon. Okay, we'll have to make an adjustment to the big board, I suppose, here. Okay, so Badshaw, you had that $50 worth of super chat action for 5 seconds before my Pop stripped it from your dead cold fingers. Ooh. Man, that body wasn't even cold yet, for God's sakes. All right, well, that's been, that will be continuously added. I did add it on the Excel sheet. We'll add it to the scrolling ticker here in a little bit. That just says, give them to Alon. He earned them fair and square. Fair enough. Alon, $50 raffle ticket to you. The Meadowland Swamp Thing says, over Reese. I'm like, well, prisoner of the moment at this point. Give me the Bane train, baby. Bane. Right? Let's get our Bane Batman quotes in here. Let's get a couple of these. You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it. Very fitting for Jets. No one cared who I was until I put on the mask. Do you feel in charge? I was wondering what would break first, your spirit or your body. There's a lot of lines here. And imagine that, like, you know, if we draft Bane and then, like, you know, comes out of the tunnel with the Bane mask. Oh, boy. I don't know if he does that at Miami. I haven't seen any of those pregame stuff, but there's a lot of possibility there for old Bane. And again, we just need, like, a guy that can make plays, whether it's offense, it's defense. I mean, yes. Let's catch up here. Ah, yes, we got some super chat action. Lou B, Super Jets fan, baby. Let's get that in the mix. Let's go.
Wow.
Let's add this $2 super chat to the previous total for our guy Lou B, Super Jets fan here on the channel. Appreciate it. Thank you, Lou B. Yeah, he's highlighting another defender. That is Muhammad, and they pronounced it last night, so I'll call him Tour, but I think it's pronounced differently. But linebacker stud with our pick 44. Oh, yeah, he looked good last night, too. So the fact of the matter is the Jets have a chance to have a foundational draft here. Let's just put it that way, folks. They have a chance to have a foundational draft. 4 picks in the top 44. They got basically $100 million in cap space. Different places have them at different numbers. But this is an opportunity to turn this thing around. Now, how quickly? We'll see. You got to get the activity right. You got to draft the right guys. You got to sign the right guys. We'll predict and talk about that for months. But yeah, there's an opportunity to add some serious talent to this group, and I'm very much looking forward to it. So, Muhammad, join the team, man. We need help on defense. We need help on offense. We need help all over the gosh darn place. So, yeah, he was a fun watch last night, too. Wonderful, wonderful player. Yeah, he looked nice. He looked very nice. Yes, Mr. Famous Fulton saying, my Hoosiers won the Natty, baby. Yes, they did.
Hoosiers! Oh,
Congratulations, Mr. Famous Fulton. Congratulations. There you go. Terrific. William Aimley. BG has older siblings too. I do. Let me count them all up. So I got Brody. He's an older brother. I got my brother Nicholas. He's like 2 years older than me. There's me. There's my sister who's 2 years younger than me. They did basically 2. And then I have an adopted sister. Her name's Haley. So that's the combination. But I do, yes, have older siblings. So that is factual. That is correct. I am, to put it this way, I'm the oldest kid of my 2 parents. So long story short, parents were together. They separated. Kid, come back together. So whoop. It's a beautiful thing. So me and my sister are the purebred dogs, I guess, if you were to say that. So yeah, so there you go. Wonderful. There's Mom jumping in here. Good afternoon, Boy Green. Love from Romania. Yeah, again, the time zone difference. So shout out to my mom again. Happy 33rd anniversary. Terrific. Brian Farrell, the Dolphins love our trash. And yeah, there are 10 jobs open. That's incredible. Nagi Bilko. This is like, there's only happened a handful of times. It's tied for the most changes in NFL history. Like that is a third of the league. Unbelievable. Another super chat coming in. Let's go to Mad Mertz here, baby. Hey.
Wow.
Congrats to your folks celebrating 33 years of marriage. Again, here's the wonderful picture. And I've this was on this like picture frame in my house. It was sort of like the picture frame that's it got one of these, the womp womp, where it just sort of sits and then the picture is sort of diagonal. Yeah, it sat in my house forever. So there you go. My father wearing his Sir Charles Barkley jersey. Look at that flat top. And then Mom had the hair rocking back in the day. Oh yeah. There they are. Happily married, which again, very, very lucky. So thank you, Mad Mertz, for setting in the super chat. We'll add this to your previous total here, your totals here on the program. You are up to 14 raffle tickets. Again, we'll update that on the banner here shortly. So congratulations. It is amazing. And again, very, very, very blessed. I can't lie. So Mad Mertz, you are now in sole possession of 4th place here in our contest. So appreciate you. Thank you. Beautiful. Yes. Okay, banner is now updated. Yes, so shout out to my parents. Shout out to the Esden Zone. Terrific. Hit the like button, as my mom says. Hit the like button. We got nearly 400 people in the room. Like the video, hit subscribe. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys here on the channel. Let's see what we're up to on the old like train. Okay, we're on the Bane train. Are we on the like train? Let's take a gander. Let's see. Come on now, 32 likes. But how many people? We have 130. There's 100 people watching this show right now on YouTube who have not liked the video. People, what the hell are you waiting for? Hanukkah, the draft, Kwanzaa? Some of those things already passed now that I said that out loud. But folks, just like the video. That's a free way to contribute. And if you'd like to go a step beyond that here on the program, feel free to do so. I would absolutely love it. Help us in our chase to 10,000 subscribers, baby. We'd appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button. Thank you, Mom, for the love. Let me see. Okay, we got Devin Chafin here with a member super chat. Let's get to that.
Wow.
Thank you for being a member for 7 months, Devin. Appreciate that. Second trade down or best edge at 16. Linebacker could get a safety. Wide receiver, 33. Okay, wait. Let me make sure I get all this straight. Okay, so second down. So you could, whether he's talking about second pick 16 or trade down from 33, that could make sense. Or best edge at 16. I'd be for that if the right edge rusher is there. If David Bailey or one of those Bailey, Bain, or who's the other one? Arvell Reese, but he's not. But if one of those guys slept and the Jets could trade up, I'm open to trading up from 16 for the right guy. Get your guy. Yeah, we need help at off-ball linebacker. We need help at safety. We need help at wide receiver. Those all make sense. Defensive tackle, linebacker, safety, trade down or BPA. If a quarterback shows worth one of those seconds, take them. Otherwise, take a day 3 stab. Yeah, this is a great plan, Devin, to be honest with you, all the way through. I'm open. I'm open to everything attached to nothing. You could trade up from 16. You could trade back from 16. You could certainly trade back from 33. We'll have a show at some point before the draft talking about the history of 33 trade downs and the packages and things of that nature. That is a viral trade back position. So we will discuss that. Yeah, but there's a lot of things we need in this draft. All those are we need an edge rusher. I know everyone says Jermaine Johnson, Will McDonald, but it also depends on the schemes. We don't have a defensive coordinator yet, which again, I'll give you guys a defensive coordinator update here in a little bit before we go to the phone lines. We need off-ball linebacker help again. Quincy Williams is gone like the wind. Jamie Sherwood, one of two things is going to happen. Either you convince yourself and say, it was all the scheme. Jamie's great. Then a new scheme comes in. Hopefully Jamie flips it around. If you're like, I think it was Jamie, and I think we made the wrong choice, then what you're going to have to do is try to see if you can trade him off, because ESPN NFL insider Jeremy Fowler, that's a word salad, joined me last offseason before free agency and said, like, basically, wow, there are a lot of teams interested in Jamie Sherwood. And I went, oh, really? So if it was a bad year, maybe you can flip him to one of those teams that wanted him, and then that would be a position. But then that's another hole to fill, obviously. Safety room is destroyed. Tony Adams was a starter week 1. He's gone. Andre Cisco was a starter week 1. He's gone. Torres Peck halfway through the season. He's gone. They're starting fresh there. And then obviously with quarterback, obviously not at 2. 16 I don't love, but if they love a quarterback, it's hard to blame them for not taking one. But with so many needs, I wouldn't mind QB at 33, potential trade down. If there's a guy you love, do your Jackson Dart Lamar Jackson, trade to the back end of the first round to get him without giving up too many assets. I'd be for that too, Devin. That's another possibility. Thank you. A super chat coming in. Let's go to Spin Max Dave, baby, here on the program.
Wow.
Thank you for the $5 super chat, buddy. I wish Saleh the best. After last night, whose draft stock went up, down, or stayed the same? Bain, Beck, Mendoza, other. First off, just on the Saleh thing, I like Saleh. The person is cool. He's got this big family. Sanaa, his wife, and his 8 children. Like, man, he's got a wonderful big family. And again, sometimes when you separate from somebody, right? Like, so we knew what the problems were when Saleh was in-house. We're like, geez, they were an undisciplined animal from penalties. He treated his players too much like friends instead of like the boss relationship. That caused all kinds of issues also, which fed into discipline. There was all kinds of management issues that occurred. Obviously, quarterback development plan was a mess. So yeah, there was a lot of problems with Saleh, but let's see if he learned his lessons from his first Jets trip. So that's a big one. All right, so let's talk stock up, stock down, stay the same. So Bain, stock up. I mean, he was spectacular. We've talked about him throughout the show so far. Spin Max Dave, he did a wonderful job. Carson Beck, there's a lot of mid there. Again, we can have Track Hawks ATL give us even more, but from my eye, Indiana was coming like a bat out of hell and caused a lot of issues for Beck. But to be honest, in terms of draft stock, right? So Bain up, but like how much more up can he go to is obviously a ceiling. He could definitely go to the Jets. Like Beck, I never thought he was a first round guy. Day 2 even seemed rich. I think he's a day 3 quarterback. And maybe you can sneak into the 3rd round there and be in that conversation. But, yeah, I think Beck is going to get a chance as a backup quarterback, and maybe he'll get his shot at some point in the future. So Beck was, he had some nice throws, but it was a mixed bag. And if I had to pick good or bad, not good. So that's sort of the overall analysis there on Beck. Mendoza, again, like there was no passing touchdown or interception, but he just has this toughness, this intangible, this whatever you want to call it. I mean, he just has this way about him. I'm not sure. That's sort of alluring. Some other players that just sort of stood out to me. Oh my God, Mark Fletcher Jr., man. The running back out of Miami, spectacular. 112 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns. He had that 57-yarder where he just took it to the house. That was terrific. Loved him. Obviously, some of the Indiana receivers, Charlie Becker had 4 catches, 65 yards. Elijah Surratt had 3 catches for 28 yards. Some big-time catches there. Malachi Toney on the other side for Miami, 10 catches, 122 yards, 12 yards per clip, had that touchdown to the 41-yarder. Man, he is just shifty, man. He's a shifty guy. So there was a lot of players that we need to keep our eye on from the national championship game. But those are a couple. But, oh, yes. So a lot of good homework to be had for the Jets. Hopefully they were watching very closely. And that is not just a first-round conversation, of course. That extends well beyond that as well. Spin Max Dave, we will add this to your totals for this month. So appreciate that, and thank you very much. You have a raffle ticket to our contest, sir. Thank you. Okay, let me catch up here on all your guys' comments, and then I'll give you guys the latest update here. Another super chat. Let's go to our boy Mac Attack.
Wow.
Mac, he's been a member for 13 months. Thank you, Mac. Good morning, BG. What will Saleh do in the draft? A tough question to answer at this point. Of course, Tennessee has, what is that, the 4th overall pick? Make sure I get this in front of me accurately. I believe it's Raiders, Jets, Cardinals, Titans, Giants. Let me see. Yes, that's right. Okay. So they have the 4th overall pick. For me, I think Tennessee is looking for another front 7 player, to be honest. They're going to be in the Bain conversation. They're going to be in the Arvell Reese conversation. That's what my gut says at this point. I think that's what they take with the top 5 pick. I think they're looking at a front 7 player. So basically, they're looking at the same players the Jets are, I would say, at the front end of the draft. They got their quarterback in theory in Cam Ward. Calvin Ridley's future is murky, so they could go wide receiver, I suppose, I guess. But yeah, my ultimate gut would say front 7 player. I think Saleh sinks his teeth in from that perspective, would be my guess in that top 5 of the draft. But good question, Mac. Good question. And maybe he'll be chasing some of those Jet free agents. Michael Clemens, he's some of these Jet holdovers that are free agents. Saleh could pursue those as former Jets. I could definitely see that. I could definitely see that as a possibility. Let me see here. Well, I was going to play the video, but the video's having issues, so I'll just read it to you. Here's a defensive coordinator update. People, it's from ESPN's Rich Cimini. Okay, this is from ESPN's Rich Cimini. He posted this on the ESPN website. I put it up on social media so you guys could check out that video. It's up on my Twitter and Instagram. But Wink Martindale is, quote, probably the favorite at this point. But Rich Cimini reiterated that it's still early in the process. So we're here on January 20th. Now, Rich Cimini's initial reporting on this situation is that the Jets defensive coordinator search is going to be somewhat prolonged. And he anticipated at the beginning of January that it may take to the end of January to come to that decision. So we still have some time in this process here. we still have time in this process here. And M. Villette, Quincy Williams to Tennessee could totally make sense. That's just an example. I just saw that comment pop up. That could totally make sense. So on the defensive coordinator search, so Wake Martindale, according to ESPN's Rich Cimini, is the favorite at this point. Or let me make sure I use the proper wording. Quote, probably the favorite at this point, but he reiterated it's still early. And here's a dark horse to watch. Jim O'Neill. He's currently a defensive assistant and the safeties coach for the Detroit Lions. Now, there's a lot of connective tissue here between Jim O'Neill and AG. Okay, so they crossed over in Detroit 2024. AG was in Detroit. Jim O'Neill was in Detroit. So there's one touch point. Touch point number 2. AG, of course, played for the Jets originally. O'Neill was not here at the Jets when he played for the Jets. But then AG returned and was a personnel scout for the Jets in 2012. O'Neill was the assistant DBs coach at that time. I don't know how much actual crossover that would have included, but just fair mentioning they're both on the same quote-unquote team at the same time. And then they directly crossed over with each other because in 2014 and 2015, for those 2 seasons, Jim O'Neill was the defensive coordinator of the Cleveland Browns. He gave AG his first job in the league as a coach. AG was the assistant DBs coach for those 2 seasons. So there's a ton of connective tissue here with Jim O'Neill, who's considered apparently the sleeper dark horse guy. So a lot of touch points of them cross-pollinating in their career. And he has experience as defensive coordinator. He's been a defensive coordinator a couple of times. Now, if you look at some of the numbers in those defensive coordinator spots, those numbers were not great. So, so that part of the equation you potentially don't love. But that is the latest on the DC search. And then one more nugget here for folks that may have not seen some of my shorts or articles about this. So Jim Leonard is the other name in the mix here, okay? So Broncos beat the Bills over the weekend. So here's how it works. The Jets, or any team for that matter, that is interested in Jim Leonard can't have an in-person interview with Jim Leonard for a week. It's next Monday, so it's a week from yesterday, technically. It's the first time people could do an in-person interview with Jim Leonard. So we're still 6 days away from that. So some teams are going to be searching immediately and trying to make a hire immediately, okay? And some people will be patient. I advocate for the Jets to be patient. If you want Jim Leonard, who gives a shit whether you wait 6 days or 3 days or 4 days? It's all somewhat inconsequential. Like, just get the right guy. Who cares how long it takes? So you can't have an in-person interview because of the NFL coaching rules with teams that are playing in the conference championship games until next week. But regardless of whether the Broncos win and they go to the Super Bowl or they lose to the Patriots, blah, we don't want that. But even if either result happens, a win or a loss, Jim Leonard can still do in-person interviews starting on Monday of next week because it'll either be a bye week for the Broncos ahead of the Super Bowl or they're eliminated and it's a forever bye week. We're too familiar with that, Jet fans. So that's the situation. So, yes. So Jim O'Neill, apparently dark horse, sleeper candidate, according to Rich Cimini. Wink Martindale, the early favorite. And then Jim Leonard, if they want to wait. Those are the 3 mentions we got from Rich Cimini in his ESPN update there on the Jets DC search. Again, I've shared my take a few times. I've shared my takes a few times on this, but Jim Leonard is my favorite. He's a former Jet. That's just a cool fun fact. But the real reason that I want Jim is he's been a defensive play call before, so he knows what he's doing. He did it at Wisconsin. He's been around very smart minds. Like, again, the NFL is a copycat league, folks. And you want to copy whoever is doing it right on defense and try to see if you can bring some of that good juju over here. Denver has been killing it on defense. Jim Leonard in Denver, let's try to see if we can copy any of that over. So copycat league, Denver has a really good defense. He's around smart minds. Vance Joseph, really good defensive coordinator. Sean Payton has the AG connection. AG crossed over Jim Leonard. Speaking of those Cleveland Browns, which connects everybody from Jim O'Neill to AG to Jim Leonard, they were all together there in Cleveland in 2014. That was Leonard's final season in the National Football League as a player, played in the league for a decade, and AG's first year as a coach. Darren Muji crossed over with Leonard in Denver, of course, for a year before coming over here to be the GM. Sean Payton is the mentor of AG. So there's a lot of connective tissue there too, similar in the way of Jim O'Neill. So that would be another one. So I'm all in on Leonard. That's who I would like. I like the upside play and hope it has like Banjo level home run potential where you give a young guy an opportunity and see if he just sort of runs with it. I like the upside play there. Wink Martindale, while a lot of people have been trashing this guy, he's super aggressive. And again, number one in takeaways in his final or his last year that he was in the NFL with the Giants. So I love takeaways because we didn't have enough of those. So that would be intriguing. And then there's some other name, like again, Durante Jones of Minnesota also is somewhat intriguing, coming from being a top lieutenant for some of those very good Minnesota Vikings defenses. Another super chat coming in. Let's go back to our boy, Luby.
Wow.
Is there any path Notre Dame running back Jeremiah Love can fall to pick 16? Abso-friggin-lutely, there's a path. Now, there's a path where it doesn't happen, of course, obviously. He's a very talented player. He's a top 5 player on most people's big boards. When you don't factor in positional value, just who are good football players, Jeremiah Love is top 5 on almost every board out there. I've seen Jeremiah Love in person, both in person like walking around and in person on a football field. And in both, very impressive. He can run the ball. He can catch the ball into the backfield. He's a do-it-all man. So, yes, there is a path. There's a path that the Jets may need to trade up a couple of slots to get him if they want him. But, yes. Again, the real question here is, folks, you take an evaluation of this running back room for the Jets. You got Braylon Allen, knee surgery. We'll see his return timeline. Isaiah Davis, he's a fine player. I don't think he's a feature back by any means, but he's a nice rotational guy. He's fine. And then Breece Hall, what the hell are you doing, Breece? It's a big question of the offseason. We franchise tagging this guy, transition tagging this guy, exclusive franchising tagging this guy, non-exclusive franchise tagging this guy. We're just letting him walk as a free agent, a potential tag and trade scenario, perhaps. Again, so you have a bunch of options here. Exclusive franchise tag, non-exclusive franchise tag, transition tag, tag and trade, no tag at all. Tag you're in, tag I'm in, tag somebody's in. I don't know. So a lot of possibilities here on Breece. But if they decide to opt for some other new direction there at running back, Jeremiah Love, man. That's exciting. That's an offensive rookie of the year written all over him, man. That's how talented that cat is. If you just want to get better on offense, you take Jeremiah Love. And, hey, again, I'll admit, I'm biased in a lot of ways. Golden Domer, there it is right there. Okay, so take that for what you will. I'm a former running back. I love running back. Running back's my favorite position in the NFL. So, there is some inherent bias with my answer. I can't lie. I can't lie at all. But still, I mean, come on now. He's an exciting player. And we like big-time players making big-time plays. That's for dang sure. That's for dang sure. So thank you, Lou B, for sending in that super chat. By the way, you're up to 14 raffle tickets as well this month. So let's add that to your total, my dear friend, and we'll show the raffle ticket prizes for this month in just a second. You're now once again tied with Mad Mertz. Mad Mertz, you have some competition once again. You guys are tied. They're at 14 raffle tickets. Appreciate you. And again, we'll be updating the Alon new bet part of the raffle. I'll be doing that during a commercial timeout. We'll be doing that soon. Thank you, Lou B, Super Jets fan. Also, for the new members of the Boy Green Espresso Club, we just gave the Sam Darnold story. So check that out in our YouTube shorts. That's only for Boy Green Espresso Coffee Club members. I got to also show you my full size. I told you guys I wasn't kidding. I got a full size Sam Darnold fathead in that hallway. If you walk out from my desk, go whoop, whoop, whoop. And then you just keep walking down the hallway. You're like, what the hell? What's Sam Darnold doing here? Yep, it's true. So the whole Sam Darnold thing, true. And then behind these books over here is the Sam Darnold, him holding the hat. It's a really cool story. I'm a lucky son of a gun. That's all I'm going to say. I'm a lucky son of a gun with winning stuff. Retire 80 already says we're 50-50 on solid. Oh, yeah, let's get a poll update here. Where are we at on the poll? Is it literally 50-50? Let's see. Yes, it is. Wow. Again, guys, we put up the poll on YouTube. Will ex-Jets head coach Robert Saleh be successful in his second stint with the Tennessee Titans? Yes, he's a good coach, or no, this guy stinks. And right now, it's deadlocked at 50-50. Interesting. I was curious how Jet fans felt sort of looking back and then looking forward. So 50-50. Fascinating. Fascinating. Retire 80 already. Okay. Some real drama happening there, huh? Fascinating. Interesting. Still the real AD says tag him and draft his replacement. Yeah, you could do that option too. So have them both. And to be honest, it's not the craziest thought in the world, still the real AD, because some of us have said, oh, well, if you tag Brees and running backs off the table, or is it? The Jets wanted, this is 100% true, folks. The Jets wanted to draft Jahmyr Gibbs the Will McDonald year. They couldn't. Lions moved all over the board. They traded up, traded down, traded up, traded down, and they got Jahmyr Gibbs. The Jets wanted to pair Jahmyr Gibbs with Brees Hall. They wanted to do that. Could you have imagined the craziness of that? That would have been wild. And then the NFL, if you don't draft Will McDonald, then Bryce Huff probably stays. And, oh, man, there's all kinds of crazy stuff that happens. So you could do that and pair them together, Jeremiah Love and Brees Hall. Oh, boy. Wow. Okay. Now you're putting some stuff out in the universe, still the real AD. Put some stuff out in the universe. Wow, that would be, that'd be crazy. We'll keep an eye on that. I like that thought, though. I like that thought. That's a lot of fun. That is a lot of fun. Let me see here. Make sure, again, you guys like the video here on YouTube. We appreciate you. And we are one subscriber away from 8,300. So, folks, if you want to help push us over the goal line, baby, feel free to do so. We've been sort of floating close and then not over the last, 10 days or something. So, feel free to push us over the goal line there. We'd appreciate it. We have 400-plus people in the room, baby. Let's go. Let's do this. We'll open up the phone lines here on the program. If you'd like to call in, now is the time to do so. We'll play a HEP timeout. And when we get back, we will welcome in your phone calls. We'll also give you the latest on our raffle prizes for this month and how you guys can get involved. And if you want to have a chance to win a lot of free stuff, we'll give you a chance to do so. Or not free stuff, excuse me. You have to pay $3 to have a chance at it. But we'll give you all the details on that after this short timeout. More coming up after this.
1, 2, 3. Whoa! Buzzing daily, buzzing daily, buzzing daily. Talking Jets football, man. All right. Buzzing daily, buzzing daily, buzzing daily. The New York Jets Football Club. Offense, defense, special teams, watch Jets football with Boy Green. Everyone, J-E-T-S, Jets, Jets. Boy Green, buzzing daily, buzzing daily, buzzing daily. Talking Jets football, man. All right. Boy Green, buzzing daily, buzzing daily, buzzing daily. Yeah. Nice. Offense, defense, special teams, watch Jets football with Boy Green. J-E-T-S, Jets, Jets, Jets. Let's go!
Yeah, let's go, baby. That is the friggin' spirit. Make sure you show your gosh darn support here on the program. God bless America. Let's friggin' ride. Again, we got nearly 500 people now here in the room. Appreciate all the people that are tuning into the friggin' program, baby. And by the way, Alon, we've officially beep, boop, bop, the computer guy in the back of the room. You are up to a beautiful 21 raffle tickets so far this month. So enjoy it, pal. Your 21 raffle tickets, which, by the way, is in sole possession of second place, only behind our number one Austrian Jet fan, thanks to the Badshaw $50 contribution to your efforts. By the way, here are our raffle prizes for this month, folks. Again, it has the mint flip coin for the New York Jets. Comes a certificate of authenticity for the National Football League. Here, I don't show it often. Here it is. It's right here. Whoop. Okay, let's get all big and pretty here on the program. Okay, here it is. Here's the mint flip coin. Okay, it comes in this nice little jewelry box. Very nice. Okay. All right, and here it is. It comes with the certificate of authenticity from the National Football League, official game coin here. And look at that coin, baby. That thing is freaking sweet. Look at that thing. That is real mint. That is right there, baby. It says New York Jets on it. as the year they were established, 1960, back when they were the Titans. We brought that up earlier. So this is a sweet piece. This is not the only thing, of course. Again, certificate of authenticity and all that other jazz, but the rest of the prizes are all fair game as well. And here you go. That's a brand new rivalry hat, the Jets' new uniforms, but in hat form. We got the new polo, the Boy Green Woody tailgate package, and we'll give you the 2 items from the Boy Green merch shop. It's a brand new coffee mug, brand new t-shirt. All of that is up for grabs. If you want a chance to win all of that crap, all you have to do is spend $3 on the channel and you're eligible. We'll be giving it away on February 1st. Of course, the more raffle tickets you buy, the better your odds are, but at least if you spend $3, well, you got a chance out there in the universe, somewhere there. But yeah, there you go. That is going to somebody, folks, for certain. All right. Speaking of for certain, let's for certain go to the phone lines. That is a pin comment on youtube.com/boygreen25. Now is the time to call in and get your participation trophy. And here we are, the hipster, armed with his beautiful coffee mug. Ding!
Hey guys. Hey Paul. I was watching the game last night, and the thing I've always been about Mendoza is the team is so good around him. It was very hard to evaluate what he was going to look like in an NFL situation. And I think last night I got a feel for what that might be like. I mean, that defense pretty good last night he played against.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to say the numbers show that he didn't light it up like crazy,
Right.
but he showed guts, and he was, and I have to give him his props for that. And
toughness there. Like he was bloodied. He was battered. There was a few calls. I mean, I heard Kurt Signetti at halftime going, what the hell? Like a few of the times on some of those RPOs where he's just sort of faking out the run. He clearly doesn't have the ball. And Miami defender just headbutted him in the face. I was like, Jesus.
Yeah,
it felt like 1940s football. It's getting intense, very physical out there. So
too.
yeah. Yeah, 100%. So Mendoza deserves some love for the toughness. I mean, he took a couple of blindside hits where he didn't see the screaming nickel defender or the screaming linebacker on the other side, just got whacked like, oh, dear God.
Yeah.
And then he showed it at the end of the game with Holly Rowe, his arm that was black and blue. And I was like, Jesus. So he got smacked around a good bit. But, yeah, tough son of a gun there. Yeah.
Yeah. And was there anybody that you noticed? Did you like Baines play? I mean, anybody there that you thought you might want to get?
Yeah, I just, so this entire time, now that Dante Moore went back to school, I'm like, man, what the hell do you do with this number 2 overall pick? And what the most people that I've heard that I respect are like, it's Arvell Reese. He's a guy. And I haven't fully committed to it, but I'm like, okay, all right, you're the expert.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I watched last night, and I'm like, who the hell is this Bain guy? Not that I didn't know of his existence before, because, again, I've seen a couple of games of him this season. But, man, he just flashed. Like, he was just, again, making plays and disruptive and blowing stuff up. And everyone just says the big knock, apparently, against him is, well, he sort of got short arms. He's got these T-Rex arms out there. But damn, it didn't seem to matter against Indiana. I mean, he was just wreaking havoc. So, again, for me, I think he is an emerging guy for the Jets. He's got to be in strong consideration for me. And if the draft was today, I was prisoner of the moment, I'd be taking Bain, man, and just saying, I'm going to throw him on defense, and we're just going to figure it out. I'm just going to add good football players, and we'll figure out the rest later. So, yeah, Bain super impressed me last night.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Hep, joining us here on the program. Yeah, Ruben Bain was spectacular last night. And again, it may be a little prisoner of the moment, but oh my gosh, the old Bain train was woo-wee. It's pretty good. Speaking of that national championship game, let's go to Badjaw, who lost $50 on it.
Yep. I have not been good this year with betting. Like, I've lost. Hey, I have not been good at just football this year. I've never been good at football, but I'm like, the Jets have sucked. My Razorbacks suck. I saw the other day my Arkansas State Red Wolves, their quarterback that I really like, he transferred to Iowa State. And maybe one day he'll be a future Jet. You never know.
Okay, there you go. Yeah,
but
sure.
It's like I've always kind of rooted for Miami just because as a kid we had so many good players in the NFL that came from Miami. And, some of them were murderers like Ray Lewis. But then
we've all been there. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we've all murdered somebody at some point. And I'm like, you got Andre Johnson, and then
Sure.
last night I noticed Michael Irvin. He looked like the mom from A Diary of a Mad Black Woman. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie.
Yes,
He
I
looked
have.
like the mom from that movie. I was like, what the heck is this old woman doing on the sidelines? I was like, oh, it's Michael Irvin. So, but
That's hilarious.
But I had some money on the line. I lost it, but man, it was a freaking awesome game.
Mhm.
Miami, that block punt, I'd watched the whole game. Like I was like giving my all to it, my whole attention,
Mhm.
and I had to pee, and that's when they blocked that punt. Like the minute I went to the bathroom is when they blocked that punt, and so I came back in there and I was like, all right, I'm back. We're gonna come back from this. And Miami, they kept firing back, and even after Mendoza, that 4th and 5, I think, conversion, he scored the touchdown, which was a pretty awesome play. He put the team on his back right there. But Carson Beck, I mean, he's a baller too. He never counted. He never gave up. I hate that he threw an interception at the end, and I think everybody. I'll be honest with you, though, and I know Allen, I know he was sweating a little when Miami got the ball back at the end of the game. And I know Indiana's head coach. I know he was sweating because I was like, if we can just get the ball back, I'm like, they'll win the game. Like, they'll do it. Like, Miami's just going to do it. And, that left tackle for Indiana jumped offside. They had like a 2nd and 1, and I was like, this is what's going to cost them the game. We got the ball back, had some time, but last night it was Indiana's time last night,
Clearly.
And, I know a lot of college fans. I'm not a big, I like watching college football, but it's not like the NFL to me. Like, I don't know all the players' names, and I see them calling players' names like Tony, and I just assume that's Kadarius Toney's little brother. And there was another guy they kept saying, and I was like, is that Eric Decker's son? But then I realized his name was Becker. He was that receiver that kept, he kept catching those little, I can't think of those routes off the top of my head, but they had a couple plays they went directly to him.
Yeah, it's Charlie Becker. Yes.
Charlie Becker, yeah.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it was just Indiana's night and everything, and so I also had to call in and give Allen his kudos. He was right. I think he's won like every bet he's had this year, and
disgusting.
I was like, it's kind of funny because last year, I think the whole vibe around Allen. And I've always liked Allen. I think Allen knows I've never hated on Allen. I like giving him a hard time, but I'm like, this time last year, there were so many people that call in and watch this show that hated Allen's guts and thought he was just a hater, all this shit. And I'm just telling you, I'm like, he knew what he was talking about. We've all kind of come to realize he's a good dude and whatnot, and I'm like, kudos to him. He won the bet the other night, and whatever else, I think I've done my part in kissing his butt for the day. But that was.
But real quick though, I'm glad you brought that up because not that I was thinking about this the other day, but it sort of somewhere recently came into my ethos. Like, we were this close to, I'm fairly certain it was Elon, to getting him permanently banned. Someone offered a bounty price to say, you know what? I just don't fucking like Elon, and I want to send him to Mars for like $1 kajillion. And me, I'm like, I'm having an ethical pull here. I'm like, well, I love bags of money, but also like, what do I do here? And I'm glad, as alluring as a pile of money is to, like turn on, your family and Boy Green Coffee Club members, the fact of the matter is, I think, cooler heads prevailed here. And that's good that, like, it's fun and it doesn't really happen all that often anymore. So I guess we're all being civil enough. Is the Boy Green Coffee grinder that we don't really use much anymore. I think it's a fun, jokey thing to like ban someone who's saying something stupid for like a day or something. It's like, hey man, yeah, you need to reset this. We'll see you tomorrow, pal. And someone calls some bounty on someone, they do a fun thing. Yeah, the permanent thing, I'm glad we just didn't dance in those waters, because once you dip your toes in those waters, all hell could have broken loose. It could have broken up the community. People are banning each other, and it's a whole shit show. So I'm glad that didn't happen. So Alon has his own takes, but I'm glad that we can all come to the table with different takes, and we can most of the time be civil about it.
Well, and that's why I like this show over. Can we agree? There's a lot of Jets content creators out there.
Oh my God, there's an overflowing amount of Jets content creators. Yeah,
and I'm like, and I watch some of them, but I'll tell you, the only one that I've just I'm in the club and I support and whatnot, go to the games and stuff, is yours, and that's one of the reasons why is because everybody has a voice, and you say this time and time again, If you disagree, if someone disagrees with your takes, and I've called in, me and you,
sure,
I really respect that, because I feel like you don't learn. I mean, I feel like a lot of people learn because when you have conversations with other people and you get other opinions and you go, well, hey, I've never thought in that direction or whatnot. And so I think that's important in life in general,
Mm-hmm.
So, but that being said, I feel like I'm being like really nice today, and I don't like it. I mean, you don't get the name Badshaw from being a nice guy.
Yeah, good shot just doesn't have the same ring to it,
No, it don't. But anyway, hopefully, the Raiders get a good offensive line for Mendoza. He's definitely gonna need it in the NFL. But anyway, Paul, I appreciate you having me on today.
There he is, bad shot, right? Like good shot. Like again, that just doesn't make any sense. It would be awful, obviously. So no, but folks, if you are new to the Boy Green Coffee Club or Boy Green Espresso Club, and again, folks who are in the Boy Green Espresso Club, I have two. Let me explain that for people who don't know. I have two YouTube membership groups on the channel. There's the Boy Green Coffee Club. It's the OGs. It's $2.99 a month, and it's a lot of fun. You guys get emojis and loyalty badges, and you get early access to videos when I have big-time guests on. You guys get to see that a few hours before the general public does, so you guys get a lot of cool perks. But we've introduced a new membership level. It's called the Boy Green Espresso Club, and basically it's a more intimate experience. I do these members-only shorts. I did a Sam Darnold one yesterday where I tell you a story from my house or tell you a thing about my family, and we sort of like get to know each other more. And then at some point once a month, we're going to do these live streams where people will not be able to watch the videos unless they're a Boy Green Espresso Club member or participate in a live sense. And that's going to be cool. So I can't wait to do the first one later this month. So folks, if you're in the Boy Green Espresso Club, be on the lookout. We'll probably communicate via the YouTube post section where only you guys can see it. And we'll try to organize a day and time that makes sense for all you guys so we can do this thing and have as many of you in there as possible. And we can talk and do whatever the hell you want. But the overall message, though, is it's cool. We've got an awesome community here. And I know in my radio background, I did shows where I had to talk on air by myself for 4 hours. And when you are in that mode, for someone who's never been in that mode before, you have to have takes and like to build off the take. Like, again, I'm going to make all this up. Robert Saleh is going to kill it in his next head coach spot. He learned these lessons from the Jets. And then I just go on this whole rant, and then I can expound upon different angles. Oh, who's Robert Saleh's coaching staff going to be? Oh, why? What are the things he effed up with the Jets? What are the things I think he can change with Tennessee? And then look at how attractive that job was to other head coaching openings. And then you just break down all these storylines and angles and all these different things. When I used to do solo radio for 3 or 4 hours at a time, like you have to expound upon all kinds of stuff. And sometimes when you get in that mindset, it's I'm right and you're wrong in the audience. So if that's my take and a caller calls in with a different take, you're supposed to rip that caller. What an idiot. And then everyone's like, oh, that caller was an idiot. But I don't know. I like a more inclusive atmosphere here. If people have different takes, and boy, do they. I mean, oh, good Lord. Most people, I would assume, disagree with a lot of what I say. like, again, I'm a positive, optimistic guy. In Jets land with so many battle scars out in the audience, I imagine there's not a lot of people who go, you know what? I agree. Right. Keep Aaron Glenn. Obviously, not a lot of people agree with that whatsoever, but that's my take. So we have different strokes and different folks out there in the audience, but that's a big pivot point that a lot of people don't like about me. I get yelled at on social media every day. I receive a lot of very angry tweets every day about me supporting AG, and that's fine. I'm not going to back down from my stance. I'm willing to listen, right? Once a week, I do a Jake Asman interview on the MC Show digital channel. It collabs over on Boy Green, so you could see it from this angle. And me and Jake have gotten into it about how, like, he's on that side, I'm on this side. See, look, NY Jets fandom. Yeah, you're wrong with your take on AG, Paul. See, I told you, it's out in the audience. A lot of people don't agree. And by the way, that's fine. I don't need a lot of yes men and yes women out, or yes children, or yes old people, or young people, or whatever out in the audience. You guys can all have your own takes, but I love the calls so we can debate and have good conversations about it, and hopefully we're both better for it. Moving forward. So to me, that's all copacetic. But yes, I love our Jets content creator community, and specifically the community we have here. It's pretty great. Mad Mertz, I see in here. I tune out most of the content reporters or exporters. BG, absolutely my fave. Won't mention the others I like. That's fair. But I appreciate that you enjoy this show. So thank you very much. I'm glad we've built a community here. And again, hopefully I can meet a bunch of you. We're going to be redoing the not redoing, like doing it again. Well, I guess that is technically redoing, but our tailgate. I hope I meet even more of you. There's so many big names out there in our Jets content creator universe in terms of the fans and everything else I'd love to meet in person. So hopefully that can connect with a lot of you guys out in the audience for our upcoming event. All right, let's go back to the phone lines here on the program. Up next, speaking of Jets content creators, look at this, baby. It's Ricky New York Live.
Hey, what's happening, Paul? You caught me not paying attention. I was listening, but I wasn't looking. I was in the middle of a mock. I admit it.
Well, again, every time we hear this, an angel gets their wings.
Nice. And just so you know, you're not the only one that's gotten into it with Jake. Over the AG thing. Me and him have we agree to disagree. However, but I gotta watch it because listen, I love our fan community. However, you know how it is, some people like the drama, and I didn't catch on to it right away, but people were kind of like baiting me, like trying to get me to voice how I disagree with Jake, and kind of throwing some gas on the fire there. And like once I realized what was going on, I'm kind of just taking the high road. But
yes, there you go. Yeah.
Badshaw, dude. Not all your Razorbacks suck. Julian Neal is probably the best man corner, press corner in this class, and somebody that I would be looking at if we figure out a way to get ourselves a third. So, man, you know what? I'm yeah, I'm sorry. I was reading Alan's comment. Yeah, I did block Alan ages ago, and I considered unblocking him. I was gonna unblock him, but man, it's kind of a process, and so I'm just gonna leave him blocked. But I'll tell you what, Alan does watch a lot of college football, and I actually do. I do enjoy talking college ball with him and talking draft with him. But real quick, and I'm going to shamelessly plug myself right here. But we can't all agree on AG. We can't all agree on everything, but and you know, maybe some people don't like me as a content creator. That's okay. I'm a big boy. I can take it. But one thing that I know all of us absolutely do like is Garrett Wilson. And this month, the very first person to call in to the show automatically gets entered to win an autographed Garrett Wilson helmet at the end of the month.
Wow.
No super chats, no memberships. All you got to do is call in. So the first caller to call in gets automatically entered. And there's only 3 shows left before we do the drawing on the 31st. So somebody wants a Garrett Wilson helmet. All you got to do is call the show, and the next show will be Thursday at 8 p.m. So
Ricky, can you reiterate the rules of your contest one more time? I want to make sure I fully understand it, and so the 500 people in the room, can understand it as well. For Ricky New York Live, your YouTube channel, go ahead. If they want to enter for a chance to win this Garrett Wilson helmet, they have to do what?
It's just the first person to call in. The first caller each show.
Okay.
So,
I understand.
Yep. So yeah, and we've got Clancy, we got Zach, East Zone Coverage, who's here in the coffee club with us in the morning, is in there. Mikey Midnight is in there. Tommy, OG Jets fan. He's a smart one. He said, "Oh, all I got to do is be the first caller." So he did it twice. He got in twice.
Ooh, nice, smart man.
So yeah, so we're doing that for this month, and then next month for February, since there's 28 days, number 28, I'm giving away a Curtis Martin signed photo that I actually got it signed at the Hall of Fame. It's not my good one.
Good. I was about to say.
I'm not giving away that one, but it's the secondary one because you're only allowed to get like 2 things signed. So I had my 2 items, and then the guy that was behind me in the line holding up the line for me, so I got a chance to talk to him. Got 2 things signed for me, so I came away with 4, but I'm actually giving one of those away. So
wow,
but
that's cool, man.
Yeah, well, you know what, I wanted to do something during the off season to kind of keep the interest and keep the train rolling, and so I figure, what, let's do a raffle, let's do a giveaway, and hell, you can't beat that. All you gotta do is call it. And you know what, if you want, you can Marshawn Lynch that shit and be like, yo, I don't want to say shit about the Jets, I just want that fucking helmet, and hang up, and if you're still the first caller, that works. You can do that.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, I would rather you come with a take, but if you so choose, you can do that. So
okay, all right, that's funny.
But right on, man. Appreciate you like always, Paul. And
yeah, man.
Man, it's getting close to time. Senior Bowl next week.
Oh, I can't wait.
I know. Hey, this is the time of year we always win. So
yes,
why not be fired up? But have a great day, Paul. Coffee Club, everybody else out there, have a great day, and hopefully I'll see you guys on Thursday.
There you go. Ricky New York Live. Again, folks, if you haven't already, subscribe to that YouTube channel, Ricky New York Live. I love, again, this is one of the cool, proud things for me, like a proud papa. That's probably a weird way to put it, but, this YouTube channel, again, turned 5 in September a couple of months ago, and that we've had people call into the show, and I'm sure they've called in other places too. I'm not trying to pretend like this was the first show they ever called into. I have no idea. But like the callers on this show, and they just shared their takes and passions and everything, and so much so that they're like, you know what? I'm getting into the content creator game. So I love it. So DT out there in the audience, Ricky New York Live, Nick Shine. I'm trying to remember everybody. The Jets Ward, God, I'm gonna miss people. Terrible. Connor Long, like all these people that are that have like turned into their own content creators. Man, that's so freaking cool. I'm so proud. It's so awesome. We can never have enough content creators. That's so cool. So awesome. And there you go. Hey, look, it's Gator McCluskey on his channel. That's another guy. I'll be doing a live show at the same time as Ricky. The 7th caller will win a collection of used bandages, including my Ernest Borgnine blood-stained Band-Aid. Wow. Okay, there you go. Gator McCluskey. Also, a good shout-out to Gator's YouTube channel as well. Yes. Oh, Gator. That's funny. All right, let's get back to the phone lines here. Up next here on the show is 04 Jets fan.
How you doing this morning, BG?
Hey, good morning, pal.
First off, I just want to say congratulations to them Indiana Hoosiers. I watched that game start to finish, man. That was a rough ride there for a little bit.
That was. So, Mr. Famous Fulton once again.
Oh, he is one of the best characters that calls into your show, BG. He really is an excellent personality.
That's for sure.
Now, I've been seeing a lot of people saying it. Mendoza better hope they fix that O-line in Las Vegas.
I'm concerned. I am concerned because he got the shit kicked out of him last night. Indiana did a terrible job protecting him last night. And my fear is, like, he just had a crystal ball of what it looks like in Vegas. And he's a big boy, and he's got a big frame. But, like, man, I don't know, man. I just hope they fix that because, sure, getting the quarterback is a difficult part of a challenge in a quarterback-driven league. Protecting the quarterback is a completely different matter. You can get the right guy, but if you don't protect him, you beat the shit out of him, and he never turns into what he should because you see in Ghost and all kinds of things. So if he ends up being the number one pick, then 100% David Carr. Yeah, Joey Harrington. There's unfortunately a graveyard of quarterbacks that got the shit kicked out of them. So again, if we can't get Mendoza, which I would love, if we can't, the next best thing is I want them to at least take care of my guy in the NFL with the Raiders, and we play the Raiders next year too. So we'll see Fernando potentially up close and personal.
This is true. This is very true. Now, with the reports that Wink is supposedly the front runner, for our DC position, who do you think they turn to now to start looking at quarterbacks, coach? I'd be going to these teams that lost their coach. Who was the Giants quarterback coach this past year?
That's a good question.
You know?
Yeah, let me know. I'll look at it right now. Let's see. Giants staff. Who the hell was their quarterback coach? Let's see. I imagine they're Yep.
Or was it Daboll?
No. Well, I mean, I guess it could have been. Some of these guys have dual roles on the team, so I guess it's possible. Let me see if they got rid of all their assistants on their team page. They did. So only John Harbaugh's on there right now. They removed all their other coaches. So, yeah, I'll have to see who that guy was, but I'll try to get you that information.
Yeah, I mean, the effort he put in with Jackson Dart. Dart looked pretty good. I'm not saying he looked immaculate, but that could be someone to look at.
Yeah, so his name is Shea Tierney. Shea Tierney. He's 39 years old. He was the quarterback's coach for the Giants since 2022. Before that, he was with Josh Allen in Buffalo. And he was with Dable in a bunch of places, it looks like here. So, yeah, so he did some great work with, Josh Allen. That guy's pretty good. And then Jackson Dart. So, okay, there you go. And he's all of a sudden a free agent now. So, Shea Tierney could be a name.
I mean, and he worked under one of the better quarterback whispering coaches in the game right now in Daboll.
Sure.
I mean, everybody credits Allen's improvement to Daboll.
Yeah, and he was with Nick Saban at Alabama. So again, there's a lot of positive stuff there.
Now, do you think they're going to bring in an like a senior offensive assistant to be the assistant OC?
Yeah. Yes. How the heck do you not do that if you'd be nuts if you're the Jets and you don't bring in somebody with that kind of experience. 100%. Again, I think Tanner's staying, so Tanner's going to stay. You need a literal quarterbacks coach. I think Charles London gets ushered out, and you need a new guy for that role. And then I would even add more infrastructure, more guys that, again, have a successful track record of developing quarterbacks, whether that's some senior offensive analyst or a consultant or whatever. 100%. I want a new QB coach, and I want other people in that room as well. Yes.
Yeah. No, it's one of them things you got to build this staff out. I think with the proper people around him, Engstrand could be a very good coordinator. He showed some flashes of being creative.
Mm-hmm.
I think personally that he was told to tone it down towards the end of last year.
Okay.
But we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
It's one step at a time.
That's it. Oh, for Jets fan, you're the best, baby, and another valued member of our community. Love it, pal.
Yes, sir.
There he is, 04 Jets fan. And by the way, folks, big news. We have just cleared 8,300 subscribers. Thank you to the fans out in the audience, baby. 8,300 people are a part of this Boy Green community. Insane in the membrane. So a shout out to all of you out there, which means we're a mere 1,700 from 10,000. Unbelievable. So thank you to the audience. Thank you to whoever was number 8,300, and keep the train rolling, baby. If you enjoy the content, hit that subscribe button, baby. 8,300 people are now subscribers to the Boy Green Jets community. Terrific. Absolutely terrific. So thank you out there in the audience. Let me make sure I just didn't miss anyone's comments here. I'm seeing some Cliff Kingsbury action from Ricky New York Live. Yeah, we'll see if he gets an OC job straight up. That could be, but I don't know if he would take a role with an offensive coordinator already being here with his resume. That may be a difficult thing to pull off, but maybe. Back to the phone lines. Here up next is Troy Sturgis. Troy?
Hey, BG.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, congratulations on your 8,300.
Unbelievable. 8,300. Good Lord. That's a lot of people.
Following, dude.
Yeah. I'm very blessed. And thanks for you being a big part of it, buddy.
The questions I have today.
Yeah.
I've got one. I would just like to be relevant in December. And I got some notes down here. I just don't want to know every kid's name that's in the draft before December. Come on. I know their family. I know their dog's name. Gee whiz. Let's get over this. I mean, can we wait till January?
This is so true. I know whether Fernando Mendoza's mother is an organ donor. Like, what is going on here? Why do I know this information, please? I'd love to punt. I'd love to not. Like, I'd love to be, because it just happened on social media. So a Bills reporter just said, hey, we have I don't even know what the number is anymore, but we have the 26th pick because they've lost. So now where they pick is finalized, and they sort of announced it. And I just responded welcome to the fucking show. We've known that for 7 months, basically. And everyone was laughing on social media. And I was just it's crazy. I want to be you, Buffalo or the San Francisco
Buffalo
or something.
Chiefs fans, they don't know. They don't know the ins and outs like we do.
No.
I mean,
their draft cycle is 3 months. Our draft cycle's 8. Oh dear God. It's a good point.
Okay. Anyway, Tom Brady.
Yes.
Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
They're pretty tight, and they would work out together through some of the off seasons, just with each other. I'm just watching a few shorts.
Yeah.
I seen where Tom was talking about some of that stuff.
Uh-huh.
What do you think? Do you think Peyton might be behind the scenes saying, hey, see what you can get for that first, and Arch is coming? I honestly don't believe Arch is that great, but I know he's no Fernando, but What do you think?
Right.
You think
Yeah.
Tom
Wow.
Brady's got that much influence?
Let me see. I was trying to.
He
Oh,
is
yes,
half
I do.
owner.
I do have the book over here. Here it is, Brady versus Manning, the Gary Myers book, one of my favorites, and explains why Peyton Manning skipped out on the Jets. So if you want to cry later, there's a reason. I'll put that down for now. But no, that's wow. I hadn't given that any thought. That is a fascinating piece of because if you take Fernando Mendoza number 1 overall, well, you're pot committed to him for obviously the foreseeable future. The thing on Arch is he obviously underwhelmed at the beginning of the season. We're like, oh, he's going to be the greatest. And then he was. And we're like, geez, what the hell? It's not his fault. I guess the expectations were crazy. And at the end of the year in that bowl game, you see that 60 or 70-yard touchdown run. And in your head, this isn't fair, but in your head, you're like, oh my God, we have Peyton Manning, but with wheels. He's got it all. So I think we are overreacting to a small sample size. The good news is obviously he's going to have another season of football. So he's not coming out of the draft, which is good for him and good for Texas for that matter too. We're going to get, now that we saw that little pop, can he capitalize on that pop and make it going? But could Manning Brady say, you know what, why don't you just trade it for a haul? You're going to get a better quarterback next year. Your team sucks. You're going to be back at the top of the draft next year. Wow, what a fascinating thought. And then we can find a way to get Mendoza. I like it.
I think there's actually more to that than people are thinking. I think there's still a chance that Jets may go up and get him.
That would be, again, how scintillating is that for Jet fan? You want some excitement? You want to live life on the edge? Get the da-na-na. The Jets are traded to the number 1 overall pick for the. Oh my God, I would be elated.
I like to get everybody's hopes up, and then when it doesn't happen, everybody's like, golly. But
that's exactly it. Don't. Yeah, 100%.
But anyway, I had that, and then last thing, Robert Saleh.
Yes.
I wish the guy all the luck. He seemed like a super nice guy, and hopefully his next stint works out better. Honestly, he was a Zach Wilson truther, and he believed everything Zach would do to the point where it cost him his job. Yeah. And I see a lot of coaches that actually do that. They stand behind their guy for as long as possible until they lose their job. And maybe he's figured that out. I think he does have a decent quarterback there in Tennessee. So that's one thing that he shouldn't be looking for the first year or so. But I mean, seeing what Cam Ward has working around him, he's got about as much issues as the Jets do.
Yeah, they're good. They need a lot of help. It's just around him. There's no question about it.
But kind of like New England, they had the quarterback. They had some players. I mean, they wasn't good by no means, but they had the quarterback. So, if you have the quarterback, that's almost half the battle. So I believe that, hopefully he does turn it around. I have no hard feelings for him. I mean, he's just a coach, but now how they left, I don't know if Woody did him any favors by firing him mid-season.
No,
I don't think he did us any favors by firing him mid-season.
No.
But what do you think of McDaniel coming on as a offensive coordinator for us? I would love that.
Oh, for us? Oh, well,
Yes.
yeah. I mean, I know he's interviewed for a lot of jobs. Some of them are starting to fill up. The Lions went with the former Cardinals coordinator, so that's a big job off the market. I imagine that was incredibly attractive. That was a job that McDaniel interviewed for. I'm curious if the Jets are willing to do that. So it sounds like Tanner's safe. But if a name like Mike McDaniel is like, you know what, let's do this thing, he has a lot of attractive offers. So I'd be curious if he would come here. But if that's on the table, would AG go like, you know what? F this guy for that guy. There's an improvement. Or is he a loyalist?
That's kind of the same thing about what I was saying about the quarterbacks killing coaches. Friendships kill coaches as well. I mean, you can't be friends and then say, hey, I've got a probably 80% better coordinator out there.
Right.
If you want to stay on as a quarterback's coach, we'll do that. But I'm hiring this guy. If he really wants to fix the Jets, I mean, that would be a big step, I think.
Yeah, I think Mike McDaniel is a super creative mind. Yeah, as a head coach,
as goofy as McDaniel is, he knows how to draw up some plays.
That's true.
Anyway, I gotta go. I gotta get back to work.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Troy. Yeah, just real quick on the Saleh, a lot of great stuff there. On the Saleh thing, again, it's funny when I bring up ex-Jets, and then some of us are like, woo, love that guy. Other people are like, woo, fuck that guy. I hate him. No, he's an ex-Jet. He's an enemy. I'm a bull. I see red. Screw them. If he's not the Jets, he's not anything. Again, everyone can do whatever they want. To me, I think Woody made a mistake firing Robert Saleh in the middle of year 4 and the real mistake was this. Okay. And this is, again, goes back to why I want AG to stay and why I like what's happening. I don't love that we're 3-14. I'm not an idiot. I'm not naive. I don't love that we're 3-14. I'd be 14-3, please. But this is the thing I like is that in heading into year 4, right? So year 3 ends. It's a disappointment, of course. After 2023, we thought we were going to Super Bowl playoffs, all these wonderful things. And Woody keeps Saleh in the group. He doesn't fire him. He keeps him. It says, those are my guys. And we're like, all right, let's go to town, baby. Those are your guys. And then 5 weeks into the 2024 season, Woody's like, you know what, Saleh? Fuck you, buddy. Get the hell out of here. And he fires him. And when you fire someone 5 weeks into a season, you weren't pot committed to the guy. If you were pot committed, he would have lasted a lot longer than 5 weeks, which then means so that was a mistake to fire Saleh 5 weeks in. But the real mistake was not ripping off the Band-Aid in the offseason. If you did not believe in the guy, then fire him. Move on. It's not fair to Saleh. It's not fair to you. You obviously don't believe in him. And then you tank your entire 2024 season because by keeping Saleh for 5 weeks, interim coaches, there is a very small list of people that have success. Rich Bisaccia, when he filled in for John Gruden, who resigned, got thrown out, went to the playoffs and lost the wild card round to the Bengals. That was the only example where an interim made the playoffs in that case. So it doesn't happen very often. And so as soon as Woody did that, the Jets were effed. That entire season was lit on fire. From week 6 on, we were playing for first place in week 6. It's wild. So to me, I think the key issue was firing him midseason was bad. But the bigger, the 10,000 foot view, take a step back, is that you didn't fire him the offseason before. So now let's bring it to AG now. Why does that matter? To me, if Woody is this, así for the audio only listeners and the Spanish listeners, apparently, I don't know why I just did that. But anywho, for the people that are like, if Woody's on AG, then he needs to fire him right now and rip the Band-Aid off if he's like this. But you have to believe or you don't believe. Don't be in the middle. Don't fire AG 4 weeks into the season. Then you didn't believe in him, and then all of this was a mistake. As much as I'm an AG truth and I pound the table for him, the thing that I like about the situation is it appears that Woody Johnson is convicted. He says, AG gave me a plan. I believe the plan. He's the guy, and he's buying into it. And that's what that is being sold to us. So if that's true, then write it out and let AG see if he can take us away from the darkness. However, if we get a alert in the middle of the season that AG was fired, it was all disaster. It was all, they should have fired him this offseason as it's happening right now. That's how I feel, with a strong amount of conviction. So there you go. Yeah, M123 says if Woody should have fired Saleh the way I just said, we would have Mike Vrabel potentially. Yes, Mike Vrabel was let go by Tennessee. He didn't get a job, so then he sort of took a sabbatical consultant role with Cleveland, and then he re-entered the cycle where he interviewed with the Jets. So yes, that's possible. And then in a weird, bizarro world, Mike Vrabel could be our head coach. That is correct. Yes. There's another world where that coulda, shoulda, woulda happened. But again, fascinating thought there on would Peyton and Tom talk about the Raiders punting on Mendoza, trading that pick, and thus getting Arch in the future. Now, that's difficult to pull all those strings because there's so much that happens in football. Even though the Raiders stink, there's no guarantee they're going to have the number 1 overall pick or have the number 1 overall pick because the Jets have the number 1 overall pick, and we didn't take a quarterback this year. We're not trading that pick to somebody else. We're going to take a quarterback ourselves or whoever's at the top in a quarterback needy position. But it is interesting. It is interesting. We have over 500 people in the room. That's interesting. Make sure you guys like the freaking video, baby, here on the channel. Again, Robert Saleh, what the hell? He's a head coach again of the NFL. I'm all over Ruben Bain. He excites me. We've got the Jets defensive coordinator search going on. I mean, there is a lot of hoopla here on the program. Plus, it's a Tuesday show. Boy Green meets Woody. We'll be back at 3 o'clock for some Boy Green meets Woody action here on the show. And we'll be grading, oh boy, the Jets coaching staff in 2025 and the GMing. Ugh, that's going to be tough. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. Hey, Bill Aimley. What's up, Bill?
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, it's going.
Happy anniversary to your parents.
There you go.
32 years, I believe you said?
33.
33. Okay,
yes,
cool.
Yeah, there you go.
Shout out to my sister. It'll be 48 for them in August.
Wow. Wow. Almost a half a century. That's unbelievable.
Yep. Time flies. That's all I can say.
Oh, yeah, that's for sure. Wow. Congratulations to them, though. That's terrific.
Yeah. So I hope your children are feeling much better. I know your son was under the weather this past weekend. And your daughter, I think you said on your Monday show, wasn't feeling too well either.
Yeah. So here's the whole story real quick for people who didn't know. I haven't shared this really anywhere, but so my son got sick. And, as parents, you sort of have these battles in your own head. Is this like sick or sick? Like, and like determine, like, do we need to go to a hospital or do we need to we can figure it out from here? And I assume other parents have the same, like, I don't know. I don't want to go there for something that's not serious, but you would kill yourself if you didn't go and it was serious. So long story short, I think it was over the weekend, we took our son. There's no children's hospital close here, so we have to go to another town. And we brought him over. It seemed like everything was okay. They were going to take care of him. Then all of a sudden, we got there at like noon at this hospital. We're there till 11 o'clock at night. And they said, we got to keep your son for a couple days. And I'm like, oh, geez. Oh, dear Lord. So, and two parents can't stay at the hospital. So one parent, so we had to split up. So my fiance and my son were at the hospital in a couple towns over. And then me and my daughter, I was on solo dad duty. I'm like, all right, good luck, girl. I'm going to try to do the best I can here. I'm trying to figure out what the hell this is all about. So, so a couple of Boy Green dailies over the last couple of days, I've had to do when she wakes up and all kinds of craziness. So we've all figured it out. Thank you for the kind words. We've had a few kind words of people that have sent him in. So he's back home. Thank God I brought him home yesterday after a couple, 2 or 3 nights in the hospital. So thankfully he seems okay. So thank God we can take it from here. So thank you for that.
Yeah, and before we discuss football, Gators reference was to the actor Ernest Borgnine, who did McHale's Navy. Navy.
Yes.
And one of my favorite movies with him in it, Marty, which is a very nice movie.
Oh, that's good. Thank you for clearing that up. Yes.
Yep. Mendoza looked all right. And it's weird because he's good, but is he really good for the number one pick? And I guess this is looks bad for the quarterback class this year if he's the number one pick, given that he's good, but not exactly what people would say is number one material.
Sure.
But yeah, he got the job done when he needed to. Bain definitely looks good at defensive end. My question is going to be, of course, when it comes time for the Jets to pick a number 2, will they prefer to go offense versus defense? Or is it possible some team is going to want to get into the number 2 slot to pick one of the defensive studs, and then the Jets get some additional capital? We'll see how that goes. But Mendoza looked good. I mean, like I said, he wasn't great, but he got the job done. And definitely he's a tough kid. He took some pretty awful hits in the game, especially the one where the ball was already out of his hands.
Oh, that was nasty.
Yeah. I could see some referee team saying, no, that's that's
That could have
hitting the
totally been
quarterback late.
flagged. And quite frankly, should have been
that's what they
flagged.
did.
Like he clearly didn't have the. It's like again, if you're on defense in the secondary, right, and the quarterback airmails the ball to us, I'm a safety, and I see that the quarterback airmailed the ball and the receiver's up in the air. I'm like, yeah, I could give him a shot to his gut just for shits and giggles, even though I could totally stop myself, boom, and just hit him midair because like I have a chance to. Like that's what happened there. RPO. Mendoza sort of carrying out the play, but you can clearly see his hands. He has no ball in his hands. And the Miami guy's like, fuck you, buddy. Wham! And Rhinoceros hits him. And I'm like, geez. And a few times his body went like hurling in the other direction on a couple of these. I'm like, oh, God. Yeah, he got beat up.
Yep. Too bad the defender wasn't wearing green, or it would have been flag.
yeah, that's true. That's an immediate flag. That is true. Yeah,
immediate flag. Unreal. I'm just hopeful that the Jets will do well in the draft.
Yes.
I do wish Salah, good luck. Now he definitely has a better quarterback to work with than what he had here.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope that he has a good year.
Mm-hmm.
I hope we have a better year.
Yeah.
So, a much better year. You know, and I was thinking to myself, with McDermott, to get fired after going to the playoffs 8 out of the last 9 years, and I'm a Jets fan. I would take that in a heartbeat.
I would just say from the Bills, right? Because I think I only did this for a short. I don't think we've talked about it here, but so the Bills fire Sean McDermott, and a lot of the people that hate AG's guts are like, "Oh my God, Sean McDermott!" In 9 years, 8 playoff appearances, 5 AFC East divisional titles, 98-50 regular season record, and all this other jazz, and 8-8 playoff record. So he won as many games as he lost. So it's super impressive to be able to do all that. You're like, wow, look at this guy. And, I say, sure. I think Bills fans, there are some Bills fans that are celebrating this. Boy, to me, Sean McDermott is a really good coach. He's not a great coach. Apparently not. He hasn't been able to get them over the hump. But, boy, everyone says the grass is greener, and it's not always greener when you go to the other side of the road. And, boy, I think they're going to have a different – and plus, again, if you're a Jets fan, let's do a group prayer. Thank God they didn't lose to the Jaguars last week, because they would have been in the Harbaugh chat. They would have been in the Matt LaFleur chat. They would have been in the Kevin Stefanski chat. I have no idea who the hell they're going to hire, obviously, but and now we're getting a couple of these coaches off the board before the Bills even have a chance. Great. I don't want them to get a good candidate. So if you're a Jets fan, count your blessings. They didn't fire him last week. In fact, they're firing him now late in the process. They're getting yelled at for dysfunction. I think, again, sometimes you think the grass is greener and it isn't. So there's no guarantee the Bills improve at head coach.
Yeah. My fear as a fan is what I want to see from the team, just like others say, is relevance. We want our team to be a perennial playoff team.
Yeah.
But, then the next round of frustration is if we get into the playoffs every year, but we don't come out with a Super Bowl, we're going to have another group of fans that are like, everything is so horrible. It's no different than when we had the 10 lost teams. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, it is. Again, your expectations change, right? The Bills had a longer playoff draft than even we have right now, 17 years. We're at 15, and I would not like to beat the record. They can keep it, but, they had an even longer one. And so, I mean, your expectations are like, oh, Jesus, please just get us in the playoffs. And then you start going to playoffs, you're like, we want a Super Bowl. We want a Super Bowl. So it just sort of always evolves. You're never satisfied.
Right. Josh Allen, though, I'm pretty sure he's going to take one of those Buffalo teams to the Super Bowl. He has too much talent to fail. I'm sorry. He just has too much talent. Yeah. But anyway, I'm glad everything's good with the kids.
Thank you, Bill.
And I wish everyone a wonderful week.
Mm-hmm.
And go Jets.
That's it, baby. Go Jets. Thank you, Bill, for the call, baby. And yes, thank you to everyone for the kind words in the audience. Thank you. Appreciate that. By the way, I see this from Boss Girl. This could pick up steam. Sherwood to Titans incoming, right? Are there any Jets Titans trades for some of the defenders? Again, I'm not saying I want this, but Jermaine Johnson, Will McDonald, Jamie Sherwood. Do any if the new regime in terms of schematics, like the new defensive coordinator comes in and goes like Will's not a fit, Jermaine's not a fit, this guy's not a fit. Do they call up old Robert Saleh or Atlanta? Jeff Ulbrich got a 3-year extension yesterday from the Falcons. Do they call up Atlanta? They call up Tennessee and say, hey, buddy. And more so probably Tennessee because Robert Saleh, I imagine, has a lot more roster say than Jeff Ulbrich does as just a defensive coordinator. Robert Saleh's the head coach. And Robert Saleh sounds like, by all accounts, going to be calling defensive plays. That could be something. So, Boss Girl, you put that out in the universe here on January 20th. That could be something to watch. Again, the key question here for the Jets is this. The key question is this. Was it the scheme or the players? Does Jamian, did we just overblow how good Jamian is and he's really not good? If that's the case, then you should probably trade that guy. If it was scheme and he's really good, it's just a scheme sucked, then we should probably keep our really good guy and let a new scheme put him in a better position. But the Jets need to answer that question inside their building. That we don't know. Back to the phone lines here. Up next, man with the Jet tattoo. Carl joins us here. Carl?
Hey, Boy Green, how you doing?
Hey, swell.
I don't know. I've been listening to everybody's take.
Yeah.
And I don't care. About anything. I don't care.
Oh, wow.
I don't care about anything. I have no control over what's going to happen. I'm not going to speculate. But I was doing something. Can I get off the subject a minute?
You can get on any subject you want. It's your call.
I was doing my workout this morning, and I was looking at this picture that I always look at.
All right.
And this was from my days in Florida with all my Jet buddies.
Cool.
Okay. I had black hair then. And anyway,
nice.
I noticed that everybody in that picture had on a Quebec jersey.
Yeah.
Except me, I had a Mo Lewis jersey. Which I still have. See it over there?
Oh, beautiful. Yes. Shout out to Mo.
I still have, and then we have one kid there that was he was a Dolphin fan.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
We had to let him hang with us because he was somebody's cousin.
Yeah, I noticed that in the front of the photo there. I saw
that. He was a nice guy though. But anyway, so one day I can't think of the guy's name. I've been racking my brain trying to think about it. But there was this one Dolphin player, and he was a lineman. I think he was an offensive lineman, and he went to some function that was close to our house, and he was doing a signing. So I go down there, and I had my Mo Lewis jersey on, and it was kind of a dare. And I stood in line, surrounded by Dolphin fans, with my Jet jersey on.
Oh, wow.
And I get up to the front of the line, and the guy looks up at me, and he's like, "What the F are you doing here?" And I said, "Well, I'm a Jet fan." I says, "But I got a good friend of mine. It's a Dolphin fan. I couldn't make it. Can you give me an autograph?" And he did. He gave me an autograph.
Oh, okay. Nice. Okay.
But everybody was, I like to do things sometimes just to piss people off. You know what I mean?
Sure. Right.
And I figured, because we had a Jet bar down there, and we had a Jet, and we used to go down to once a year, go down to the Jet Dolphin game. And the blood was really bad between the Dolphin fans and Jet fans. I mean, man, there were times in that bar when tempers just went fucking crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And, you just like, it just got to the point where you're just close to coming to blows. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so anyway, I was just thinking about stuff like that. But anyway, I have one other question, and I thought maybe you might be able to help me.
Okay.
How often should I change my sheets since my wife's not home?
Never.
That's what I was thinking.
Because like there's been moments, so like my fiance is from Massachusetts, so every once in a while she'll do a trip down there, and I'm all by myself basically. And
Right.
I've considered this question. I'm like, why? Did I piss all over him? Did I bleed all?
Right.
No, I slept on him. No,
I figure as long as there's no bodily fluids
yes,
on the sheets, they're good to sleep on.
yeah, that's sort of my line. Bodily fluids, oh boy, probably needs a wash. None. I think we're pretty good.
All right. Well, thanks for that advice. That's kind of along the lines I was thinking.
Okay.
You know, because I've been doing a lot of things around the house myself. I've been doing laundry. I'm pretty good at laundry.
Okay. Yeah, I enjoy that as well. It's my preferred. I'm not a big dishwasher. I don't love that. I think that's no, God didn't give me that one that I enjoy. But laundry, I don't mind just going through the wash and the dry and the fold. I don't mind doing all that jazz. No problem.
Well, see what I really like is since my wife's gone, I like laundry that smells really nice.
Oh, yes.
And she says she's allergic to smells. So she doesn't like any. So our laundry, when she does her laundry, I do mine.
Sure.
And I put like, maybe fabric softener that smells pretty nice.
Oh, yeah.
And then she'll say to me, I was sleeping last night and I tried to get close to you, but your t-shirt smelled kind of flowery.
Well, I feel like that would be an alluring quality. Like I did that for my blankets. I just had to. My son threw up all over my blankets. Yep, that was a time where I guess I had to wash the blankets, so I had no choice. So I threw that in there and threw some of that fabric softener. It came out, and I'm like, the blanket is soft. It smells terrific. This is great. And so wow, I don't know what the hell's going on there. Yeah, man.
Well, it's been about 2.5 weeks now that I've been here by myself, and I'm getting used to it now.
Yeah, there you go.
And I did get a picture this morning on my phone of an elephant.
Oh, okay.
So she's at her elephant sanctuary.
Oh, wow. That's got to be great.
Taking care of elephants for a week, sleeping in a tent.
Whoa.
Jesus. So, that's out of my comfort zone.
I would imagine. Yeah. I wonder if she's changing the sheets out there in the tent. Huh.
You know what? They don't have air conditioning. I don't even know if they have showers.
Oh boy.
They're sleeping in tents with mosquito nets. So I have no idea.
Oh, well, to each your own. Yeah.
Right. Well, I just hope she takes a shower before she gets home.
Oh, that's for sure. Make sure you let her know that. Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, and Robert Saleh, I wish the guy all the luck in the world.
Yeah.
He's a nice man. He seems like a really nice man. And a lot of guys get it the second time around. They get better. They learn from their mistakes, and hopefully AG is going to learn without getting fired. Will learn from last year and get better. Think we got to give him that.
Yeah.
But then, and again, you are, out of all my Jet content creators, you are my calming influence in the morning, and I appreciate that. And that's all I got.
I appreciate it. Carl, man with Jet tattoo. And by the way, my favorite call today, laundry, his wife in Thailand with the elephant sanctuary. And again, some real quick fun facts on sheets. You don't wash the sheet. Wash it for what? Bodily fluid? All right, that probably needs a wash. Okay, that might need a gander through the wash. But no bodily fluids. Come on, man. To be honest, whenever I ever just do the sheets, my fiance every once in a while will be like, "Hey, we haven't done the sheets in a while." I'm like, "All right, I guess. All right, I'll give that through the spin cycle." So there you go. This show provides a lot of intel, folks. A lot of intel on a variety of subjects. Yep. So that's great. My grandfather, by the way, was a huge fan of elephants. Big, beautiful, gentle creatures. So very nice. Yes. We got Pita Hotep. BG, no disrespect, but where's your mom from? Puerto Rico. My mother's from Puerto Rican. Although she was sort of all over the place. She grew up a little bit in Germany with her father in the army. So she was a little bit all over the place. She was born in Rhode Island. Spent a lot of time in a lot of different places. Yeah. Yeah, I'm seeing this sheet business caused quite a stir in the comment section. Folks, you never know, I guess. You never know. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. All right. Johnny Boy here on the show. Johnny?
BG, good morning, man. What's going on, brother?
Hey, blessed be he. Jets worldwide, wide, baby. What's going on?
Oh, same old stuff, man. Just being able to enjoy how great Carson Beck looked last night. So good. So good. But, hey, that was a crazy game, man.
Good game. I'm glad we got a game. I'm going to be honest. I was concerned. I thought Indiana was going to beat the piss out of Miami. I thought it was going to be a blowout. So I'm happy it wasn't as a casual viewer that I wanted a good game. So thank you to the football overlords for that.
I actually had Miami winning. I thought Miami was going to win.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Well, I appreciate the honesty. Yeah.
That defense is nasty, bro. And
sure.
That defense, I think Miami beat Miami, if that makes any sense. Like, they beat themselves.
Definitely makes sense. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
But all right, so peep this out, man. Mendoza.
Yes.
He showed it last night, man. Why you can't trade everything to try to get that dude. I can't do it, man. If he falls, that'd be great. And I would do that, but not trading the whole farm for him, man.
What?
Like, yeah, dude, there was a lot of throws last night that were really well underthrown. That if that's in the NFL, it's probably picked off.
Maybe.
So, I don't know, man.
So you don't think he's going to be that in a bag of potato chips at the NFL level? You don't think?
I think if he's put in the right situation and he's being able to be developed the right way, like, dude, if he goes 1 to the Raiders and with the shit show that it is over there, it's going to be a bust. Like, you see it, dude. That offensive line is horrible, bro. But there's a lot that the one wide receiver saved them a lot, bro.
Yeah, Charlie Becker. I was seeing Alon saying that Charlie Becker saved Mendoza's ass, and now we're getting Fernando Mendoza from Jets Johnny. Oh.
But that dude got some grit, bro, and I gotta respect the man that is willing to say, you know what, this is the game of all games. I need to go in. What he did, dude, that probably ripped every single Miami fan's heart last night when he threw himself in there for that touchdown itself. It was so I don't know, man. I do the hard one. But yo, I wanted to talk about the Miami defense, bro. Yo, who is that DT that made Coogan, whatever his name is? He just picked dude up by his feet and made him look like a little boy, bro. I was like, I think the dude transferred from Notre Dame, if I'm not mistaken. Dude's like 300 and something pounds. Did he not remind you almost of like a Quentin Williams?
Sure.
Bro, I was like, yo.
Well, my Miami defense is loaded. They've got a lot of dudes, dude.
How many of those guys are coming out? Do you know?
Ooh, let me see. Many,
because even the other edge player that's on the other side of Bane or whatever Bane, bro, that dude is good too, bro. Like, he probably will fall in the later rounds. And that's one thing I wanted to say. Yo, I think AG likes a lot of those Miami players because he did draft a couple of Miami guys that we were like, yo, who the fuck are these people last year?
Right, Francisco Mauigoa, the Tyler Barron. Yeah, it looks like so. Ruben Baines obviously coming out. Mauigoa's brother, funny enough, is on the offensive line. Francis, he's coming out. Beck's coming out. Obviously, Akeem Mesidor, he was on that defensive line. He's coming out. According to the internet, C.J. Daniels, Damari Brown, Kalante Scott, Jacoby Thomas. So a lot of defenders, a couple corners, a safety. There's a wide receiver in the mix. But yeah, let me see how many defenders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of their defenders are coming out. So it's looks like it's going to have some Brutus beefcake.
Yeah, man. So there's a lot, dude. Them cats. I was like, yo, man. I would. Yo, if you telling me that dude's a day 2 guy, right? Yo, get him.
Yeah, that's what Elon says. Mesidor's a day 2 guy. Sign me up. Yeah.
Get him. Like, just load it up. fill whatever you need to get filled up, and go from there, man. Like, oh man, what a game, bro. That Miami defense was just flying everywhere, bro. But yo, I mean, I gotta give it up to Mendoza though. Mendoza took an ass whooping,
Yes,
and that dude kept coming up, man. When he got popped right straight in the face, the dude just straight spit on the ground. I was like, yo, this kid means business. He don't care, man. So
Right. And I see people in the chat, they're saying that he was a runner, Paul, like it's not the same thing. Like there was helmet to helmet contact, and the way that it was done was either, you could call it unnecessary roughness, whatever way it was a personal foul that they didn't call, and he was getting the shit. Again, if I'm the Miami guy, I'm like, sweet, they're not calling dick on us. Let's keep beating the shit out of him. And apparently that must have been the message. We were going to hit this motherfucker on every play, every pass, every run. We were getting contact on him, and he's going to know that we're coming around the bend. So, yeah, that helmet-to-helmet contact was
100%. And I mean, that's the other thing too. Like, if I'm being honest with you, man, look, I don't know, man. I personally don't think it was a penalty.
No,
if I'm honest with you,
All
right? Like, the dude just got popped, and he got back up and was like, "Hey, let's go, keep it going." You know what I mean? So,
all right.
But also too, man, some of them Indiana cats, man. Look, the running back, Hemby.
Yes.
And
yeah,
then,
they have two guys. They have Roman
and-
Hemby. He had
and
60
Black.
yards rushing, and Kalen Black. Oh my God,
dude, Kalen Black. He's a Virginia Beach kid from out here.
Oh, okay, cool.
And he was a terror out here, man. Meaning, like, that dude was just good, bro. And I believe then he ended up transferring, if I'm not mistaken. But kids out here, so there's a lot of players that came out of this game that you could be like, man, they could take some of these players later on, and they're going to be able to, like, do something, potentially bolster the New York Jets. But that Miami defense, man, look, I would get a lot of those players that are on that defense, man. Just if that's what you want to do, I think Bain kind of like is the clear cut for number 2 after everybody.
Feels like it.
I like Reese, don't get it twisted, but you just can't knock Bain's that dude's talent, bro, and
explosive.
He's a monster of an individual, and he just don't play, man. And that's what I think at least we've been missing. We need somebody that is just fucking mean, bro. Like, we've had too many nice guys on the team and all that, dude. I want somebody when like something messes up, he's like goes up to a person and he's like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you're playing like shit. Get it out of your damn ass and let's rock and roll, bro. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
So I don't know. But anyways, other than that, man, I had to come up here. I had to come and say about that game last night.
Yeah.
But dude, I wouldn't be mad if Mendoza falls to number 2 to us as well. So you know what I'm saying? Like,
let's see.
Because that grit, you can't coach that. It's either you have it or you don't.
100%.
And him putting his body like that, bro. Yo, you saw dude was all bruised up and everything. That hit that he took to the back when he threw there, I was like,
oh yeah, the blind side. Those are the worst. And I've been hit on the blind side a couple of times where, like, I wasn't. We played like intense backstreet football before, and I still remember the hit. Why they made 5'0" 100 quarterback me, I have no fucking idea. But I was the quarterback, and I'm looking, and I'm like, la 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 la, and someone fucking came around the bend. I didn't see him coming at all, and they unloaded, and I thought my spine cracked, and it was just, and your body's so loose, like in a car accident. I see a car coming, you like kind of tense up. You're like, oh shit, I gotta prepare. Whoa, I gotta cover up. But like when you don't expect something happening, and you're just like not even thinking about it, and then you get whammed. Oh my face smacked into the turf, the back popped. I was like, oh God. So yeah, when he took that hit, I was like, Jesus, the amount of hits he took. I mean, we could all question whether or not the accuracy, this or that, but like the toughness, the grit, the like damn, like taking a hit and getting back up. That was intense.
100%. And I mean, look, I think maybe it was a welcome to the Oakland Raiders, because this is exactly what you're about to get. Because that, bro, yeah, they might have Max, they got Genty, and they got
Mhm.
Bowers, but that is it, bro. Like, what else do they have over there? The
They
kicker,
traded the receiver, right? Jacoby Myers was there, but they traded him in Jacksonville. So,
but
like, straight up receivers. So, like, ooh.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? So there's a lot that they're gonna have to do. Maybe they bolster their offensive line and the
They
offseason
better.
itself during free agency. Who knows, man? I don't know, bro. But I think I don't know, man. He's gonna be tough. And then the last thing,
Yes, sir.
the Carson Beck conversation can stop now, right?
Okay.
Right? Like it's done.
I don't know. I haven't seen Trackhawk's ATL today, and I know he's a diehard Miami fan, so I've not seen him today. So I've not seen if he's doing any love for him in the audience right now, but so I don't see that right now. Now, yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, because yeah, Carson Beck. Who would you take, Carson Beck or Mendoza, if you're in Miami right now? Think about that.
How do you do that? And then Mendoza had that as part of his speech at the end. He said he wanted to be a walk-on at Miami, and they told him no. A walk-on, and they told him no. And this motherfucker goes, all right. And he goes to a completely different school, and then he meets the same team in the national championship game and beats them. How? Oh, that
He lived
is
like 2 miles
unbelievable.
away from that stadium.
Come on.
Everything, bro.
And
Like,
a walk on, like no, we're good, thanks. No, just walk on. I don't need a scholarship. No, it's okay. We don't want you. Like, damn. Okay.
and the ties with his pops to Crystal
Mhm.
Ball and all of that.
Yes, right.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
the
brutal.
dude, that was a giant fu
Yeah.
to the Hurricanes
Forever.
at that
Yeah.
point, you know. But hey, look, again, go. I think, do I like Mendoza? Don't get it twisted,
Sure.
right? But
Okay.
I'm not trading the farm for Cat.
Fair enough.
But if you're a 2-man and Bane is there, yo, fucking do it, bro. Like,
Yeah, I think so. If I had the pick right now and I'm pulling the trigger based on what we know right now, I'm going Bane, baby. And I'm adding him to the front seven, and we'll figure out the rest later.
yeah, exactly. So, BG, appreciate you, brother. Like always, go Jets, and yeah, go Jets, man. Because this is the best time for us, right? It's the off season.
The off season is our Super Bowl. That's
Damn,
it,
Skippy. Hey, appreciate
Let's
it.
go.
Hey, shout out to my guy Just Johnny, man. I
Yeah.
know it was hurting him yesterday watching that game itself, man. I wanted to text him so bad last night, but I was like, man, I'm not gonna put no more oh yeah, but yo, that man's arm went straight noodle, bro. You see him try to be like, yo, I got this. I believe I could fly, and they went.
Doug, we took the time out. Whoever talked to Carson Beck needs to get slapped because somebody told that man that he was Brett Favre, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, that somehow he had this fucking I'm sorry, BG. He had this crazy rocket cannon of an arm and tried to beat cover two when the man was double covered. And it wasn't necessarily like a terrible throw, but like you have to have an absolute cannon of an arm to make that throw. And we all know Carson Beck ain't that man. So,
and you were talking about that final pick, right?
Yeah. The final pick.
And
That's what I was talking about.
And really, again, and Richard Sherman gave credit to it too. So it looked like when corner was running flat, and he's like, "There's nothing here," and then he just starts trailing back. Like, Carson Beck
was
should have
perfect.
seen it too. Yeah.
Yeah, and he described it perfectly after the thing. Like he said, "Yo, they were in cover zero. They had the safety over the top. He floated back. Like you know what I mean. He just he didn't put enough air on the ball, and he had to layer that thing in there, throw it to the pylon, and he threw it at like the 15-yard line. So it was like that ball. I knew the second he threw that ball, it was getting picked because it was just floating up there. And I knew Johnny Boy was gonna come on and gas me. So
Yo.
Hey, but
I wanted to do it last night, my G. I wanted to do it last, but I was like, yo, I'm gonna put myself in this shoe because I'd be pissed off right now. So I was like, I'll wait till tomorrow.
I was mostly just sad, bro. I was sad because everybody was saying we were gonna lose, by 43, all this stuff. And I knew that wasn't the case. And I agree with your assessment. Miami beat Miami last night. Miami. If Miami plays a clean game, Mendoza didn't have no touchdowns last night. I mean, outside the one run, right? He ran
Rushing,
it
right,
in,
right, right.
and that was an amazing play. But he didn't have nothing through the air, and everything that they had was wide open throws, right? Like you were looking in the first half, everybody was wide open. Miami was playing soft backup coverage. And then when Miami started playing physical and in his face, when we got Lucas back, it was a totally different game. Miami dominated the second half. So if Miami didn't play like ultra conservative in the first half, I think Miami could have won that game running away. But all credit to IU, man. Like that's what coaching does, right? Like you saw IU was in the spot that they had to be in every fucking time, man. It was crazy. And block punt, bro. Like what can you
Oh,
say? But
and
I
then the
agree with
guy
Johnny
just
Boy
got
on Mendoza,
lazy
man.
on the
I don't
punt
I don't want this
protector.
guy.
What are you doing? Like, come on, man, don't be lazy. Like, and that's it. You just get lulled to sleep, right? You're like, we stop him every time, and that third guy out just bullshitting with an arm block. Like, come on, dude. Like, oh, that was terrible. Just
Yeah, it was terrible. 87's got to go home. He should never be on the team again. That was a piss poor effort, especially for a national championship. Um, but yeah, I don't want Mendoza.
There you
Yo,
go.
and the
Yeah.
other thing too with Beck, my man said, "Yeah, I graduated 2 years ago."
Oh,
Yo,
that was the funniest
why
answer
is
I've
he
ever
still
heard.
on the team, bro? Yo, what's up with your man
Beck.
Beck, bro?
Yeah. Hey, Beck, were you in class yesterday? I graduated 2 years ago. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, that was funny.
Yo, that was again, man. Everybody knows how I felt about Mendoza. I mean, not Mendoza. How I feel
Beck.
about
Yeah,
Beck,
right.
bro. Like, and I was saying it, yo. I was like, all right, you'll see.
Yeah.
He's gonna pop out of nowhere again, and he's gonna be like, guess what? It's me again. I'm that guy that's crap. So, but dude, the Miami's defense, bro. Yo, who's that player that you guys have that? Like he destroyed Coogan on that rush, and then he sacked Beck. It wasn't Bain. It was right up the middle, bro.
Oh, 99. Yeah,
He
I
transferred
know who you're
from
talking about.
Bain,
He
right?
he fucking destroyed Roman Henry. Yeah. He's an animal. Lightfoot up the middle. Yeah, he's crazy.
Yeah, big dude, bro. Like, yo, when I saw him, I was like, yo, who is this guy? Nobody's talking about him. Like, get this guy if he declares for the draft. But yo, BG, I'll let you do your thing with Jets Johnny because I know he has to talk about how much Beck looked last night and how
Yeah, by
great.
the way, that's a Ahmad Moten Sr. I was trying to find out the Miami roster real quick. Yeah, it's 99. It's Ahmad Moten Sr. Apparently, he's the
Bowen. Yeah, there you go.
yeah. There you go. Okay,
Is he
so
declaring too?
that I don't know. I have not seen. He has until all the national championship
I think
kids
he's
have till
coming
the middle
back.
of this week. So they have till the 24th, I believe, to make that decision. 23rd, 24th this week.
Yo, I want
so they have
that
a few days,
bro. They were not talking enough about that dude. That dude was so disruptive last night, bro. Like, yo, the center had his hands fail last night, bro.
Hey, man.
But look, kudos to
Yeah,
Mendoza, bro.
that whole
Yeah,
offensive line was getting worked.
Yeah.
Kudos to Mendoza because yo, that's what's gonna happen over there in Oakland, and he took
That's
it
for
like
sure.
a G, bro. He ain't. I don't know, man. He's more of a game manager, I would probably say, but I'm like, shit.
Yep.
I would take that with the Jets. We haven't had that, and
we haven't had shit
we
for
haven't shit
anything.
and shit.
Good, bad, this, that, or the
Bro.
other.
You
So
take that in college, bro. You can't have that in the NFL. That's my thing, right? College, you take Mendoza
Agreed.
all day, right? He's a gamer. He's a tough guy. He's gritty. He's not gonna give up. He's gonna, you know what I mean? He's got just enough arm, bro. In the NFL, that shit don't work. We've seen this before, right? Like we've seen it before. If you're a game, Johnny Manziel, all the talent in the world, laser cannon, rocket arm. You know what I mean? But bro, you gotta be that dude. Mendoza's not that dude, man. He's not.
Yeah.
well,
All right,
either
brother.
way. Well,
Appreciate you guys, man.
Johnny Squared, Jets Johnny and Johnny Boy, the best Johnnies in the business. You guys are the best.
Yeah.
Thanks, brothers.
Carson Beck still sucks. Do not draft them, New York Jets. Later.
Hey, we'll always have this moment, Johnny boy. We'll always have this moment.
Yeah, the moment that led to the losing of the actual championship that mattered. Yeah, that's that moment.
Some Johnny on
It's all
Johnny
good,
crime.
man. It's all good. We were there and you were watching.
That's true.
I was watching with a smile, baby, with a big old
Later,
smile,
Paul.
too.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Johnnies. You guys are the best. Fun stuff. They're on the channel. Hey, we've got thank you to the double Johnnies for coming on the show. And Chef Kevin Gilbert is in the house. Appreciate you, Chef, for the super chat. Thank you.
Wow.
7 raffle tickets right now for our buddy Chef. He says the biggest winner last night was my boy Bane, 100%. Again, that's my big takeaway. We talked about it at the start of the show with Robert Saleh getting the Titans job. Wow, okay, he's back. And then my big takeaway is because I've been thinking like, man, who do I want number 2 overall? I haven't done a mock draft myself. I've just had experts on the show doing mock drafts, and I'm like, whenever I do a mock, which will happen, I'm sure we'll do them several times throughout the offseason, I'm like, who would I pick it to? And I'm like, I don't know. Before last night, I'm like, Arvell Reese, maybe. David Bailey, okay, maybe. Bain, one of those wide receivers. What do you do? What do you do? What do you do? And then last night, it just became clear as day. Holy crap, that Bain guy. Incredibly disruptive, explosive. And we need more of that in the front 7. So, Chef Kevin Gilbert, amen to some Bain action. He was born in the darkness. Hell yeah. Terrific. Wow. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. Oh, yes. He gets his chance to celebrate here.
What's up, Paul? How are you this morning?
Hey, not as good as you. Congratulations, pal. Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you. Yep, we're celebrating our victory all this week, so
okay.
I know the Hoosiers are the big champions, and
yes,
we just watched the live stream this morning on the news, and the team we're talking about.
Yes, of course, right.
What's happening for next year, next season? So that's what we're doing.
Hey, well, congratulations. You guys are world champions. Hoosiers?
Hoosiers.
There you go, baby. You deserve all the love. Congratulations on your first national championship. That's terrific. Congratulations on Kurt, Signetti, Mendoza. You guys have a beautiful program there, and shout out to Kurt for helping turn it all around. I'm very happy for you, Mr. Famous Fulton, and all of Hoosiers Nation out there.
Yes, yep. Thank you for the all the season. And all the glory to God and everything. So
of course, yes. And again, all the love, baby.
G-E-T-S, Jets, Jets, G-E-T-S, Jets, Jets.
There it
but
is, baby.
There's one thing, Paul. Today's my my birthday.
Oh, well, congratulations. Happy birthday, pal. Let's
Thank
give you a big round of applause, of course. Happy birthday, buddy.
Thank you. Yep, so it's going to be a great day and a great week.
How old are you now, Mr. Famous Fulton?
27.
Wow, 27, the big old 27. So happy birthday.
Yes.
Thanks for celebrating some of your birthday here on the show, buddy.
Yep, for the IU Hoosiers and my big day. So,
man, what a way to celebrate! You can't get any better than that. Do you have any birthday wishes you want to throw out there in the universe? Try to manifest.
I'm not sure what I have in mind.
Okay.
My wish is to be happy that the IU Hoosiers won and
great,
being a good accomplishment and all the season and.
Hey, that's a beautiful wish, my friend. That's a beautiful wish, my friend. So, happy birthday to you. I hope you enjoy the day. And again,
Hoosiers.
That's it, baby. All day. Appreciate you, Mr. David Fulton.
See ya. Bye-bye.
There he is. HBD to you and your pup. Heard you a little bit of your dog there. Very nice. Happy birthday, Mr. Famous Fulton. An absolute treat, an absolute legend on these airwaves of Boy Green Daily. We have 600 people in the room. God bless. Like the video, hit subscribe. Take care, people. Appreciate it. All right, back to the phone lines. From the birthday boy to someone that represents a large faction of the New York Jets audience. This is a man of influence. This is a man of class. This is a man of high regard. It's Neil Sr. joining us here on the show.
Who are you talking about? Where is he?
Yeah. Where's that guy? Where's that
Where
guy?
is that guy you're just talking about? Who is he?
We got royalty here. It's
Oh,
Neil
Paul,
Sr.
I'm just a man
Yes,
of the
sir.
people here. I'm just a lowly Jet fan.
Yeah.
Looking for my crumbs, looking for a crumb.
Okay.
You know, when you say the grass is greener on the other side, it's not hard to go to green grass on the other side when you're sitting in dirt and mud. Because that's what we're in right now. We're in mud. Anyhow, if I was the owner of the Miami Dolphins, I wouldn't have been there looking for Mendoza. I would be looking to sign Signetti and bring him to the team because let me tell you something right now. You know, this guy took a nothing franchise and won a championship with him. And that was these guys all want to give credit to Mendoza. Let me tell you something. This coach, that fourth down call,
ballsy.
Big balls. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Let me tell you something.
Massive balls.
That is a coach. Okay. Aaron Glenn should be taking notes, on that coaching performance. Not just that game, but I watched a couple of the games at the end there. And this guy, I would open a bag of unlimited money for him, and he could bring his whole staff with him, and I'd be the happiest guy on earth if this guy became a Jet coach. I don't care he's doing it in college. When you turn a program around like that and you win a championship, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Mendoza was not great yesterday. Let's be real, okay? He was not, the guy was throwing balls behind people.
Sure.
He was obviously hyped up because they're showing his family. And
that's cool.
every time he did something good, it was exaggerated, okay? Because frankly, I thought Beck played better than him. If you look one guy versus the other, and you just put equal uniforms on them, I didn't see much of a difference there. I mean, Beck made one bad throw, but he puts 10 more yards on that throw and throws a touchdown. And we're having an entirely different conversation about quarterbacks today, right or wrong?
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, he had one bad that throw. Not only that throw, if that kid had to go way in the air to make that interception, that throw was not bad. It was he hit him in stride. If that guy was not there to intercept that ball, he hits him for the touchdown and wins the game. That was
crazy. Yeah.
You know what I mean? That guy was in the right position. So they set that play up. And the way Indiana's coach was talking at the end, the fact that they had that fourth down play practiced.
Yeah.
Okay? That's when you know what kind of coach you have. When they practice a play like that, Paul, before the game even starts, that shows you what kind of coach you have there. You know
if you guys missed that in the post game when Signetti's on the field after the confetti and everything's flying around, they asked him about that 4th and 5 play, and he said they had been practicing that for weeks and they had seen the right scheme. Every time Miami has reacted to these plays, he said we had it in the back of our head and we got it with the right look, and then Mendoza made a play and put it in, and that was cool. The one thing people will have to do, though, is Signetti was just asked within the last week or something, hey, would you make the jump to the NFL? He's like, I made the decision like 20 years ago. I am a college football guy, will always be a college football guy. So, but maybe a bundle of money changes his mind. So, yeah, you'd have to see.
Listen, money doesn't talk, it screams, Paul, okay? It's talking about life-changing money, not...
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure he makes a nice bundle as a college coach, but the reality is that guy's talent is NFL. He's got, and I would be the first draft pick for me would be him. Okay, but as far as the players go, I'm not a draft guy. I never professed to be one, but I made a commitment, to watch some of these college playoff games. Pretty much most of them.
Yeah.
The best player on the field yesterday, in my mind, was not Bain. It was this kid, Beck. Becker, the wide receiver.
Oh, Charles Becker. Okay, yeah.
That kid is good. Okay? They made a comment after, he made Mendoza look good. He made great catches on back shoulder throws that weren't accurate. He picked that one right off the ground, and they made a comment that kid has not missed dropped a single ball the entire season.
Wow.
That's what they said.
Wow,
And
I missed
I'll tell you
that. Okay,
something.
wow, that's
He's
cool.
6'4". He's
Yep.
speed,
Yep.
right? He's smart. He doesn't drop passes. I'll take that as a number 2 any day of the week.
Yeah,
Okay.
I like that.
I
Yeah.
mean, I tell you something. That kid,
6'4", 200
I don't know
pounds.
where he's going to be taken, but he's got to be a top 15 pick.
Yeah, someone said earlier that he's going to be in the second or third round.
Are you
apparently.
serious? I would
Yeah,
grab
yeah.
that guy in a heartbeat. That guy has Puka Nakua written all over him.
Ooh,
Maybe not as
okay.
big size wise, but he's 6'4".
Yeah, he is.
And the kid really knows how. Another kid that I would take in a heartbeat, I'd run the ticket up, is the kid Pons, the corner.
Oh yeah, he's good. He had the pick 6 against Dante Moore on the first play.
Let me
of the,
tell you
previous
something.
game.
What
Yeah.
a game that kid had. He made some really good PIs. He got in the backfield and made a tackle on a running back twice his size. That kid, again, looked to me like the kid that is on the Texans with that wears that fake helmet. You know, that extra helmet that's in the backfield all the time.
Oh yes. I know who you're talking about.
You know, the kid that's that kid Pons would make a tremendous nickel corner in the NFL. I like that kid.
We need
To
corner
me,
help.
he was the second or best player on the team. On the game. Best player on the game, the most talented kid and at both sides of that ball is that kid Tony.
Yeah.
Malachi Tony looks
yeah.
like Tyreek Hill out there. Let me tell you something.
He's
That
great.
kid, but he's not going to declare, right, Paul? He's going back.
Ooh, yeah. Let me see. Let me see what his status is. Malachi Tony is a. Oh yeah, he's a freshman, so he can't.
Yeah, he's not declaring. But what a player that kid is. Let me tell you
Sure.
something.
Yeah.
He is really, he's got speed. He's got
Electric.
Tyreek Hill speed. He breaks out in the open field. Those were the 3 players that stood out to me. I mean, Bain looked good. I'm not going to say he didn't look good.
Yeah.
But, and certainly I would take him. But and after looking at Mendoza, look, coaching is making Mendoza better than he is. See, that's what you have to figure. You know, you got to realize something. If we got Mendoza, he's going to go from a good coach to a dog shit coach. And a dog shit quarterback coach that's a running back coach and a coaching staff that is the worst in the NFL. Now, do you think that's going to excel his development or decel his development? Because I'm telling you right now, he is not going to be the same player with the Jets as what you're looking at in Indiana because he's coached up very, very well. So no thank you to Mendoza. The Raiders could go take him with all my blessings. Take him and good luck because that's not going to be a franchise winning quarterback. Maybe he will be for another team, but he's certainly not going to be for our team. So that's pretty much it. I tell you what, I would take a flyer on Beck. Yeah. I thought he looked good. And what's his projected draft status? What do you think? What do they say he's going to go?
Day 3.
Day
So
Day
day 3.
three?
So somewhere between the 4th and 7th round. And some people said Dylan Terraman. He's one of our draft guys in here. Shout out to
I know
Dylan Terraman.
I know Dylan well.
Yeah. He says he's an undrafted free agent. He doesn't even think he gets selected.
Let me tell you something. I would go Bain. Now you got your edge.
Yeah.
I would go. This kid at wide receiver is a no-brainer.
Okay.
That's 2.
All right.
Now I got my number 2 wide receiver. You got an edge rusher. I would run the ticket up for this kid Pons, which would definitely excel your cornerback room. And he's small like Aaron Glenn, and he's tough. And the kid is like glue on anybody that ran the ball. Ran in his. He made a big tackle downfield. That kid was sensational. Okay, so now, and I would take Bain in the 3rd day or whatever. I mean, Beck, take him in the 3rd day. Take a flyer. Now you got a quarterback, a corner, which is a premium position. You got a defensive edge, which is a premier position, and you got a wide receiver that's a premier position. Lock it up, end the draft, and let's move on. Maybe you pick up a couple of other guys with your leftovers, and that's it. Run it back with that. That's 4 players that are going to be starting caliber. Because with our quarterback room, you could take any player. I'll take an undrafted quarterback, and he's going to be better than what we have. I mean, what do we have now? We have nothing. We have an empty cupboard.
We do. We do have an empty cupboard, and the exciting thing is that Neil is now a draft guy. Neil says not a draft guy, and then gives us some draft intel of players that caught his eye in the Natty. All right. I like it. I like the passion. I love the notes. He wrote down the players that revved his engine from the national championship game last night. All right. Well, that's what all of this is about, baby. And I see Dylan Terreman says Becker is not a first rounder even in this shit class. LOL. So yeah, I guess Becker, would be a different level of prospect, I suppose, from that perspective. By the way, shout out to DT, one of our great content creators out there in the universe. So I just surpassed 1,400 subscribers, if I was listening last night to his Buffalo Jet fan interview, fixing the Jets in the middle of all that. So congratulations to Dylan Terreman on all the success. Shout out to DT. And I'll be shipping off his winnings. He won one of our prizes, Jet Prize on the MC Show digital channel. I've been caught up with my kids getting sick, so we'll be shipping that off to the post office after I wrap up here. We'll be jumping over there, so that's going to be great. Well, first off, everybody, I want to thank you guys for the warm reception. 2.5 hours here on the show. An absolute treat. A couple of things today. We're going to do an interview with Jake Asman, so you'll have that, our weekly interview with Jake, talking all the things latest with the Jets. That'll be on our MC Show digital channel and our Boy Green channel. We'll also have Boy Green Meets Woody live at 3 o'clock. So plenty more Jets content coming. Plus, of course, all my Heavy on Jets articles that you guys can check out as well. On the way out, please make sure you guys like the video. We have 500 plus people in the room, including over 100 of those 500 on YouTube. Much appreciated. And like I said, hit that subscribe button, baby. Shout out to you, the fans out in the audience, because during this show, we surpassed 8,300 subscribers, baby. Wow.
Jets, Jets.
Yes. Yeah. And we picked up a few more, so we're less than 1,700 people away from 10,000, which is a freakish number to get to. I'm excited for this offseason. We're going to have superstar guests. We're going to have great Jets analysis and so much more, which I'm super excited about. So I can't wait. Thanks everybody for tuning in. And last thing, let me make sure we check on our poll that we put up at the beginning of the show on the Robert Saleh stuff. We'll end here. I asked the question. We had hundreds of votes, so thank you to everyone that chimed in. Let's pull it back up. Come on, YouTube. Will ex-Jets head coach Robert Saleh be successful in his second stint with the Tennessee Titans? In case you missed it, he was hired at the stroke of midnight by the Titans to be their new head coach on a 5-year deal. And the poll ends at 50-50. Yes, he's a good coach. No, this guy stinks. 50-50. Very fitting finale to our Saleh poll on everyone who goes 50-50 on whether or not they think he's going to be a success or not. We'll see if that's the case. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Again, Jake Asman interview coming later. That'll be pre-recorded. And then we'll have the live Boy Green Meets Woody at 3 o'clock. We'll see you guys then. Take care, everybody.